Hello, 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 hello. It is that time once again for us to sit around and play Halo. Oh, thank you for the follow, Hoss. Thank you. It is that time once again for us to play some more Halo. Today is going to be Prometheus once again. Yesterday we started with Combat Revolved, and then we moved on to my mod Prometheus. Today we're going to be featuring Prometheus exclusively. We're going to try to get through at least 2 levels today, Nightfall and Tip of the Spear. Some pretty intensely changed levels. Really happy with how they turned out. They're super fun. And we're going to get this started ASAP because I'm very sleepy because I just worked for like 12 hours, so I'm here. Let's go! No sleep streams. No brakes on the Sakia train. Alright. So Nightfall. Really fun little level here. And we're gonna kinda go through it. We're gonna talk about what's different, talk about what's new, talk about what's old. Let me just bring up both of my chats here. So I gotta keep track of Twitch chat and YouTube chat at the same time. I'm still getting used to that, by the way, so if I miss something that you've said, it's not that I dislike you or anything, I'm just still getting used to following both chats at the exact same time, which is it's a challenge, to say the least. So yeah. I promise I do read everything afterwards, though. After the stream, if I've missed anything, I do actually sit around and look at that because I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe I need to buy yet another monitor. It's 15 monitor stream.
It's starting to get crowded up here, Cat.
Then we're closing in. Report to any Covenant structures or devices. Direct action may be necessary.
Copy that.
God, this green looks so good.
Direct action is always
Love it.
Here, you may need these. High velocity, armor piercing. They'll take the hat off an elite at 2,000 yards. And they ain't cheap. I'll be in touch.
Here we go. And the rain has begun. We have a new chapter title in the bottom left. I love them all. We've got shield turrets on the Phantoms. We've got our automag. We've got all the things that you may remember from this level. But now we also have some new things. Many new things, in fact. I came, I saw, I wandered, essentially, is what I was going for with the Kursabi. If you move fast enough, by the way, you may just barely catch a power armored brute patrolling up this area. Fun fact. That elite had a new weapon, but his weapon fell out of our reach. These grunts definitely have new weapons. As we've discussed, the automag sound is actually suppressed properly, which is great. Now, we could silently pick off our enemies here. That could be fun. That could be interesting. But, let's check out this new gun instead. You guys have seen me blow through this with the automag before. The Harbinger Pistol. Powerful double plasma shots, hold trigger for explosive overcharge projectile. Ammo inefficient compared to other similar plasma pistols. Red glow and all. Yeah, so that's an excessively fun gun. You also get the double shot if you fire it in general, but it overheats very quickly. But it loses the heat pretty quick too. That Brute Major just went down. I'll land an artillery shot further back. See what we can do. So yeah, it runs out of ammo very quickly. You can see a jackal using it too. Keep in mind the jackals and enemies in general can use the overcharge shots just like you can, so it's something to watch out for. Definitely not something you want to be on the receiving end of. You may notice I have hologram just like the previous release of Prometheus. So what's cool about it now... Oh, well, you know, thank you, Jun, for just murdering that guy. So, you notice I fired off this hologram. I still have half a hologram left. Recharges very, very slowly, but you essentially can hold 2 charges total at once. Once you fire off one, it will slowly but surely recharge. So you can use it throughout the entire level now, as opposed to before, where it had limited ammo. So, yeah. Again, the Harbinger Pistol. There it is. You can see how fast it overheats if I just mash the trigger. And we have the charge shot. Very fun. So yeah, gather up some supplies here. Climb back up to higher ground. After we get stuck in some rocks. We still have plenty of sniper ammo. Alright. So you notice a fun combination of brutes, elites, jackals, grunts, whatever. You know, all working together. We'll try to kill this general off first. It's one of the biggest threats. And killing him off before he can really kind of be strafing around and being obnoxious is good. Focus rifle is definitely our next most important target. So we'll take them down next. I may have played this section once or twice before, so you may notice that I'm fairly adept at headshotting elites in this segment. A lot of this has been very excessively tested. We have the wonderful Twilight Needler on this level. That's that blue that you're seeing from the blue Needlers. And again, you'll notice the turrets really do change up how you interact. Like, the shield on the turrets really does change up how you interact with them. Like, there I could shoot him because Jun disabled the shield with his own shot. But I was like, do I really want to spend a shot just to remove that one grunt? You know? Yeah, the shields really help to kind of change up how you interact with plasma turrets. Got a Brute Major coming up. Gonna fire off another hologram because we are taking quite a lot of damage. Grab this health, which will also restart our health regen. Fun fact on that. Hostiles coming up this way. Thank you. Saving my butt there. Jun. Yeah, you'll notice that Jun is very, very, very adept. He's even stronger than he was before in terms of his intelligence. So that is pretty useful. Just trying to burn through the rest of my sniper ammo here. Whoa! Use that rock to avoid that plasma grenade and just kind of hope for the best there. There we go. So we'll switch to the Buzzsaw Rifle now. It's a weapon that's popular with insurrectionists and militia. Extremely high rate of fire that slows as the trigger is held. What's kind of cool, too, about the Harbinger Pistol, by the way, is you can kind of use it as almost like a grenade to check corners. Like, just pick up one, fire off 2 shots. It'll make people run away real fast. So yeah, we've got the... Buzzsaw here. So you'll notice the recovery for the accuracy is slower, but the starting accuracy is a little bit better. So there's this kind of interesting kind of metagame of how many times do I want to tap the trigger? Because every time I tap the trigger, it gets progressively way less accurate. And if I hold down the trigger, the fire rate slows down, So the Buzzsaw is in a pretty good spot, I think, now in terms of usability. There's a lot of complaints about it being a little too weak. Again, we have the Twilight Needler here. Burst fire with great effectiveness and tracking at medium range. It's a little bit better than the Needler at that kind of medium to long range. Of course, just like the Needler, multiple, projectiles cause an explosion. Often the sidearm of choice for Covenant marksmen, because you'll notice it has pretty darn good accuracy, considering it's this needle weapon at longer range, and the burst fire also kind of helps with that. Up close, the regular Needler is, of course, just a lot faster at dealing damage. But yeah, Harbinger Pistol is very fun. Now, if you're a little bit alarmed by all of these new weapons, it's a Hailstorm Pistol too, don't worry, there is still a Bullseye Rifle or two, so if you want to just kind of use your kind of green loadout here, your accuracy-focused loadout, it's okay. You can do that. I'm not stopping you from doing that on this level, but the rest of the level is mostly new stuff. The range shotgun does return too, so if you like the range shotgun, you want to kind of find your center here, sure, you can use the range shotgun, that's okay. But if you want to kind of try out some of the new weaponry on this level, there's certainly a lot of options. We can see the kind of difference with the automag here, right? As opposed to the much louder Hailstorm Pistol. Hailstorm Pistol does way more damage per shot. It's like 20% more. Hailstorm Pistol obviously doesn't have the suppressed quality that the automag does, so if you still want to kind of sneak around, you can pick off grunts and that kind of thing before the enemy's aware of you. Definitely stick with the automag. If you want to go loud, obviously the Buzzsaw, the range shotgun's great for that too. And the Hailstorm Pistol, if you want to have like kind of more like a... The Hailstorm Pistol is kind of heavily... I designed it before we really saw much sidekick footage in Halo Infinite, but it feels very similar in usage to the sidekick in Halo Infinite, so if you like that gun, more power to you. There you go. If you explore around, you can get a little bit of extra ammo too. So we just got a little bit more ammo for our range shotgun, which we'll be using pretty excessively in our next segment. The range shotgun, of course, is a shotgun with range. Very, very powerful against shielded enemies. It will knock out the shields on the elite pretty quickly, even at medium or long range. You'll notice we have the Twilight Needler here. We have the Harbinger Pistol here. For those joining us late, we just grabbed the Harbinger Pistol. It fires very, very quickly, but overheats very, very quickly. It's very kind of brutish. And the charge shot, it's red, which is very cool. Worked pretty hard on that. All the different effects, and it causes an explosion like that. It's not unlike a shot from the vanilla Breach Revenant. So it's definitely useful for kind of starting off a fight, and then kind of mopping up the remainder with your Buzzsaw Rifle or your Hailstorm Pistol, that kind of thing. Now, you saw in our motion tracker, we got some enemies up ahead. And investigate with our hologram. Got some stealth elites. Our range shotgun will make short work of the pretty low shield stealth elites. You can use our range shotgun to kind of de-shield these elites at longer range. You can also use it to headshot that poor grunt. That was brutal. That was great. But yeah, we'll use a little bit more of the Buzzsaw Rifle here, just to kind of demonstrate its power. As long as you're kind of firing it in these bursts, you can do quite a lot with it. June de-shielded that guy. It looks like we have a turret up high. It's a Brute. A classic kind of Halo 3 armored Brute on its turret there. Just a little range shotgun magic. And he's done. If you hear that beep, that is the sound of a relatively new gun. June has picked him off before he could really use it, so I guess the duty falls upon us to use that new weapon. But, that is the Blood of Kalar. It is a new special weapon that really just shows up on this level, and is really interesting, and we're going to get into that as soon as I can get down there. You'll see the Buzzsaw Rifle is definitely not the best weapon to use at this range. It's definitely kind of loses its effectiveness and accuracy the further out you go. It's designed to be kind of an older weapon. So we have the Blood of Kalar. It is a support weapon, so you do switch to third person. It's a specialized explosive area of effect weapon. Hold trigger to charge and fire, slow charge rate. We'll throw out a hologram. Because there's quite a lot of fire coming at us here, and I just really want to kind of showcase here, we have, after we introduce that Harbinger Pistol, we have an elite general that's leading up 2 hunters and a bunch of jackals and grunts and a kind of investigation team of, like, why are we losing contact with these squads? So this elite general is coming up, and he's inspired straight out of the Clone Wars animated series. He's got dual Harbinger pistols, and I thought that was cute. I thought that would be a fun enemy to fight. So we have the Blood of Kolar. It shoots these explosive red shots, not unlike a Wraith or Revenant shot. Very, very powerful. And good at just kind of clearing up crowds of enemies. Definitely a fun weapon to use. We'll throw another hologram out there as we charge up more shots here. But again, the slow fire rate does make you pretty vulnerable when you're lining up shots. So you kind of walk them into the enemy here. We seem to be out of ammo. No, no matter. We'll just pick up some Harbinger pistols. Throw out some more explosives from that. Try to hit this jackal with this one. There we go. We'll use this other Harbinger pistol to try to soften him up a little bit more. Then maybe switch to the Twilight Needler. And that is kind of what this section I want to do here, is I've introduced all these concepts to the player, right? We're here, we've seen all of these new weapons, and now put it to use, player, right? Figure out what the best option is of all the options I've given you so far, right? You can see, like, oh, the Twilight Needler has some darn good tracking at this range, you know? And it can detonate hunters, and so I could maybe use that to do a little bit of damage. Oh, but wait. We have a range shotgun, too. And then, yeah, I remember I was fighting these guys with the Harbinger Pistol earlier. We can kind of use these as almost like longer-range grenades. We can kind of use these as, like, grenade launcher shots. It's like that scene in Saving Private Ryan where they have the mortars, but they don't have a tube. And so they're just hitting the mortars on the ground to prime them and hurl them. That's kind of what we're doing here, where it's like, well, I've got these charge shots. We can kind of hit them at long range with a little bit of AoE damage. And that's what I think is fun about this mod, is like the experimentation kind of feel of like, what can I do? What can I not do? You can also go up top and take the plasma turret. You'll notice that if you take the plasma turret off its kind of setup here, it does lose its shield that I've added. I did try versions of it, of the build where you did keep the shields, but there were a lot of bugs, there were crashes, and it just... it's basically one of those things where if you remove it from its tripod, it loses the shield, and that's kind of the way it is on this patch. We also have the Valiant Spate. Valiant Spate is a weapon that brutes and skirmishers will use on this level. It's a 2.5 times zoom, kind of plasma spates, plasma repeater. Very accurate. It can kind of just deal very convenient and accurate damage at longer range. It's almost like a Covenant kind of a rifle of sorts that you can use to kind of dish out consistent damage at longer range. Now, obviously, we could just continue to fight at longer range here, doing what damage we could to these guys, but I think it would probably be a little bit more fun if we went for a bit more of a crazy approach. That was close. That could have instant gibbed us. That hurt. Alright, so we've cleared out this stuff. You might pick up the Buzzsaw again. Pretty good gun. I think it's going to be a little bit underrated in this patch. I think people are going to say, like, well, the Buzzsaw wasn't that useful in the previous patch, so I might not use it in this patch, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Along with the range shotgun, too. The range shotgun was another underperformer, and both of those have been buffed pretty excessively in this mod. I even circumvented some Halo kind of issues where shotgun projectiles disappear at a certain range, even if you extend their maximum range. in the projectile tags due to the way that conical spread is calculated, so I actually corrected that for the range shotgun specifically. Fun fact. And you can just see how much damage the Buzzsaw Rifle does when we got like kind of a double stagger on the Skuta. So we took out one Guta. Fun fact, they're the only biped in the game that still maintains physics when you walk through the dead bodies. Fun fact. Oh no, it's the blood of Kalar! So yeah, we introduced the player to the weapon, and so we're now seeing it's kind of this heavy weapon that brutes like to use. It's a cute little weapon. And yes, we did literally get a grunt kill with 2 shotgun shells at that range. It's a very good gun, this range shotgun. Limited ammo, but very good gun. You notice that I have upped the brightness and the kind of intensity of the Phantom searchlights. I think it's just a little bit more fun if the light that they're shining is a bit more intense and kind of lights up the environment a bit more. If I would have had more time in this patch, I would have actually really liked to make this level even darker. A lot darker. But one of those things I didn't really have the time for, unfortunately. Just the reality of modding. We're gonna try to find the blood of Kalar here. One of these brutes had it. If not, I suppose we'll move on without it. I really would have liked that gun. Needle Rifle, Harbinger. There it is! Just kind of hidden on this Guta corpse. But yeah, they actually have physics. They slow you down and everything. Look. For some reason, I don't know. So we've got our Blood of Kolar. We've got our range shotgun. I guess we'll keep this for now. 18 shots, or not 18 shots, 17 shots is pretty reasonable. We could instead switch to the Buzzsaw and have a lot larger of kind of an ammo base, but we'll kind of keep going with this. And you can really tell that this is the level where I really kind of expand the player arsenal kind of tenfold. The previous 2 levels were more of a kind of warm-up or introduction to the ideas in this mod. And now that you've been kind of warmed up to the idea of like, okay, weapon variants, new enemies, brutes on levels they shouldn't be and whatnot, now this level really throws a lot of stuff at the player in terms of like experimentation. So we've got another heavy weapon here, the Harkonnen, but we're going to kind of empty our Blood of Kolar here really quick. Let's get some kind of long-range kind of artillery shots out here at our enemies.
Keep those civilians alive.
We have a Hailstorm Pistol we could use, but we're going to use the Harkonnen. Here it is. We have multiple Phantoms, by the way, dropping off enemies, which is pretty cool. You notice that the plasma turrets actually somewhat protect them against that that shot now. But yes, the Harkonnen, we have this explosive sniper rifle. It's super, super fun. There we go. We got a couple of enemies in that shot. That elite's gone. And this is just more of like, you pick it up and it's so fun that you pretty much just empty all of the ammo right off the bat. And you're like, oh, I wish I had more. And there is more. There's plenty more on this level. You just have to kind of search around the level and find it. So we've got a little bit of ammo. We've got 3 mags for our Hailstorm. A couple mags for our range shotgun. We're gonna get a push forward here. We've got kind of reworked ammo on this level now. Over here we've got buzzsaws, we've got another auto mag if you want to use that, we've got the bullseye which we'll switch to just for more variety. The bullseye of course featured on some other levels, the description not finished on this level, but the bullseye does have its description on the previous 2 levels, so hopefully people know by now what the gun does. We've got more range shotgun ammo here, we've got the battle rifle, we've got sniper rifle, rocket launcher, and a heavy DMR over there, which we'll likely pick up mid-fight. And now, this fight is very different now. I've done a lot of experimentation with scripting and Phantom AI here. And boy howdy, there are just constantly phantoms that pass by. There are new phantom drop routines in this section. Oh, you'll also see that Ultra is charging up that Blood of Kalar. So if we would have let him shot, that would have been, devastating. We'll use the Bullseye to kind of focus down this Jackal Major. It's being a big old pain in our butt right now. We've got another elite all the way over there. We'll try to suppress them. We've got a Phantom dropping here, and oh my gosh, there's even more Phantoms now. So yeah, this section is definitely very different. We're going to switch to the Buzzsaw here for the up-close and personal enemies that are dropping on our face right now. My gosh. Pick up the health here. Well, now they're a little bit further away, so we'll switch back to the Bullseye. The Bullseye basically can't miss. That's kind of the kind of innate passive of this weapon, is it cannot miss. Just as a kind of laser. It's, again, heavily inspired by the Halo Infinite Assault Rifle. There we go! Yeah, and you can just see how kind of frantic the weapon switching is in this level, in this section. It's so fun. Got this kind of elite group heading up this way. Got more enemies flanking us this way. Oh my gosh, there's two generals. That's not ideal. We're not going to go that way for a sec. We'll try to clear out some of the weaker enemies. Two generals is quite threatening. General. God, generals in this mod are quite scary. Oh, thank you, June. Thank you! Thank you, fellow noble team member. Yeah, the fact that Noble Team actually does stuff in this mod is kind of lovely. Got an elite kind of harassing us at long range here. Trying to take him out with the Bullseye, but elites are a little bit more durable than the average Grunt or Jackal, so it's taking a little bit to deal damage to them. I think they might be dead. They stopped shooting at us. We've got two hunters in the courtyard, and this is the introduction of our assault hunters. We kind of missed out on their dramatic intro, but these are the same assault hunters from Reach Evolved, of course. They are here introduced a little bit early. I would have done the hijack there, but he expired. We'll have June and my hologram charge them at the same time. Whoa! Ho 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 ho! June just saved my life there with that shot. Thank you. So, there's a lot of options we could take here. We could go with the Buzzsaw for up close. We could take the range shotgun and still have that kind of range pain, you know? We could take the battle rifle, the heavy DMR, the sniper. We could take this rocket launcher, which I think we'll probably take. Oh no! I've got yeah, there we go. Yes, there we go. Alright. So we have a friendly trooper with the kind of heavy rocket launcher of this mod. And we've got the heavy DMR. Heavy DMR is very similar to the just regular Reach DMR, but with a little bit more damage. The bloom is not the best, but fire rate's great, damage is great. In general, it's just a solid weapon. So we've got two kind of longer range options, right? We've got our heavy DMR, we've got our Buzzsaw, or our Bullseye Rifle. So up close, we're not that threatening. Although, you know, you mag dump the heavy DMR into someone, it's going to do some damage. But at kind of medium to long range, we're pretty threatening with this loadout. Which kind of goes into the next encounter, right? Where we're fighting kind of more at long range. And I'm hoping the players will think about these decisions and go like, well, do I want to take the sniper rifle? Do I want to take the heavy DMR. Yeah, there's lots of options. There's lots of options, and I don't think that any of them are bad options. If we would have taken the Buzzsaw there, like, sure, we would be weaker at longer range, but we're not going to run out of ammo anytime soon. There's so many Buzzsaws in that previous segment. There's another range shotgun here and a battle rifle, 2 Hailstorm pistols, so lots of options even if you didn't pick up good weapons in the previous segment. That guy missed entirely with the rocket launcher. Hopefully he won't miss. Yes! Yeah, that rocket launcher is really strong. It's based off of the Halo 1 rocket launcher and the Marathon rocket launcher. It does so much damage when it hits, but no tracking. So that guy is just, you know, putting on a pain train with that rocket launcher, which is great. And our sniper is still alive as well. Looks like one of the engineers is still alive, which unfortunately means they still have their engineer shields, which is going to make things challenging. The rain's also making it very challenging for me to land good headshots. The rain, of course, is an addition in this mod. It was in the previous patch, but it bears, you know, noting that that is a pretty major change to this, is the extremely heavy rain. There is a kind of variable weather system on this level, where the weather does change mid-fight. It changes as you kind of switch from segment to segment. That is a hologram of a skirmisher. Okay. Well, 2 can play that game. I'm gonna fire off a hologram that way. Now sneak our way this way. We still have our sniper rifle guy alive here. He's firing off round after round at these ultras over there. We've got a lot of grunts coming across the bridge. We'll use our less kind of valuable buzzsaw or bullseye ammo here. Try to pick some of them off. It's notable that in Prometheus that you'll notice that when I hit enemies in the head, even with non-headshot weapons, or at least weapons that wouldn't traditionally headshot, it seems to kill them slightly faster, though not immediately. That is true. In Halo Reach Prometheus, I've changed the enemy health values for all enemies, except for some special enemy classes like hunters, but all enemies have... Okay, so the way that Halo damage is calculated, let's say an elite hits 0 health, right? 0% of their health. That elite will die, right? I've changed it so that if an enemy is at 50% health, and they take a shot anywhere in their body except for their head, they're fine. They just go to 49% health or whatever. But if they take a shot in their head at 50% health or below, they die. So, you de-shield an elite with an assault rifle, right? And we're hitting them in the body, right? The elite's charging you with the sword, and you switch your aim to the elite's head. If you can get that elite down to 50% health, a single assault rifle bullet will kill it. Effectively, headshots sort of do more damage, but it's definitely a lot more nuanced than just it does more damage. And I think the system, once you use it, once you get used to it, is super interesting. We have another Harkonnen rifle here, which is going to be super, super useful, because we've got some heavy enemies coming down. We've got some hunters, we've got some specialized elites. This fight is definitely fun. Forces you to kind of move and think on your feet, trying to gather up new weapons as you go. These guys are really focused on us. We're going to try to focus on the elites for a bit, and maybe have the hunters switch to June for a sec. You can see the heavy DMR does quite a lot of damage, but it's hard to get those perfect accurate shots that you would get from the battle rifle in this mod with the heavy DMR at a longer range. So, you know, trade-offs. We get more damage, but we have to kind of pick our shots a little bit more than we would with the battle rifle, where, again, the battle rifle is more in that kind of class of guns of this really can't miss. Use a Harkonnen shot to kind of stun him. Use a couple of plasma pistol shots here. Try to get under him, maybe. Oh, that hurt. Use a hologram here to give us some cover. I think we killed the one. Nope, he's still alive. Grab another Harbinger Pistol as we run. Heavy DMR, definitely not our best option against these guys. We need something a little bit heavier than that. And lo and behold, another Harkonnen. But before we can use that, we've got elites harassing us, running around here. Good old Ranger Ultras and Ranger Majors in this segment. We'll try to harass you down with longer range equipment like the Twilight Needler. Now we could switch to the Battle Rifle, and the nice thing about the Battle Rifle, like I said, no bloom, perfect accuracy, overall less damage than the Heavy DMR, but the huge upside of that 4x zoom and no real loss in accuracy. Definitely a fun gun. We're going to stick to the Heavy DMR for now, but just wanted to kind of show off little details with the changes here. Gonna try to get the jump on these guys. A well-placed Harkonnen shot into their backs. There's one. Here's the hologram to hopefully cause some confusion. He's still alive, but hopefully not for long. We'll grab this Buzzsaw Rifle here. And make short work of them. Looks like June may have dealt with the hunters.
Somewhere inconspicuous, I hope?
We'll grab our Heavy DMR, or we could grab that Plasma Caster. Yeah, we'll stick with the Heavy DMR, I think, for now. Head over this way. Just checking back on chat here, seeing if I'm missing anything. Alright. And then jumping back over here. Is June contemplating jumping off the cliff? Yeah, he does that sometimes. We have a little bit more Heavy DMR ammo here, and if you explore around, you'll have more ammo for all sorts of guns, and this is definitely an exploration sort of level, where if you want to use... If you have specific guns you want to use, I strongly recommend just kind of exploring around and looking and seeing where I've kind of hidden all these fun little goodies on this level. There's even more hidden in this next segment, so it doesn't really stop anytime soon there. Use a Harkonnen shot just to disable that turret. Got a kind of mid-air shot on that general, definitely valuable. Stopping him from rallying these grunts, and so they'll panic for a little bit due to the loss of that elite general. We've got a Grunt Ultra charging up the Harbinger Pistol there. Gonna take out this turret as best as we can. There it is. You see that red glow at long range, and you know that means business. We've got more Harkonnen ammo there. There's 2 rifles in there. We already picked up a ton of ammo from the one. But obviously you were intended to use the rifle to kind of clear this blockade of elites. Oh yeah, Kelly is commenting, that is Kelly there, Saki heckling section. She's commenting on the fact that I mispronounce things quite often. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not so much. So that's a thing I do. There we go. Go back for a little bit more ammo. We still have one more round that we can kind of pawn off of there, I think, which is nice. Let's see here. We're pushing up. We've got our Harbinger Pistol, we've got our Twilight Needlers, and oh, you'll notice, because a lot of people said this section was one of the hardest sections in the mod up to this point. I've changed some things up. One, there's phantoms flying through the air, which is cool, but look! There's a fight already in progress! There's more Gutas! You thought you were done with those? So now what's cool about this is you've got kind of this 3-way fight, which Halo used to have tons of back in Halo 1 and Halo 2. You know, 3-way fights with the Flood and the Sentinels and the Covenant, they would happen all the time. So yeah, I kind of wanted to harken back to that fun little era, where you've got the Covenant fighting these Gutas, and then you're kind of surprising them here, and you can kind of catch them unaware before they can really react and reposition. God, June is so strong now in this. Did you see that? Did you see that D-shield into headshot? Oh my god. It's great. So yeah, this is definitely a change-up. You still have the very strong kind of bunker or Covenant forces at the very end, but they're significantly weakened by the appearance of the Gutas. Which I think really does affect a lot of this fight. Man, you ran out of Harkonnen ammo. Alright, well we'll switch to something else for now. Wonder if there's more Harkonnen ammo hidden. Hidden somewhere in this area! I guess we'll just keep going now. But yes, there's a lot of hidden kind of ammo and hidden fun in this level in general. I strongly encourage players to kind of explore. This brute was using the Blood of Kolar. If you remember, this is the kind of more Covenant artillery piece that we added to the mod now. So that's fun. You can kind of get some little artillery damage here done. Ooh, well, we kind of hit ourselves in the face with that one, but that's okay. Our face is durable. And we have our heavy rocket launcher making our appearance once again. So, yeah, once again, this is more of a put together everything you've learned kind of segment, where it's like, okay, you've been introduced to every single weapon, every single enemy that you're seeing up to this point. Nothing is really new here, it's just a fun little kind of collage of everything that you've run into up to this point. And the return of the automag at the very end, too. So yeah, I think that's fun. I think that's interesting. You've got some jackals with Harbinger pistols at the very end. You can see that jackal has that gun charged, so we do need to be careful. That is a pretty lethal gun. It just flew by us there. But as we've described, I mean, I could go get more ammo for it, or I could just take it off of this jackal, I suppose. But it's a pretty lethal gun, this thing. Alright. So yeah, that is Nightfall. That is the kind of weapon-ambitious level, right? This is the level that really introduces tons of new weapons. Cute detail, by the way, that I put into this mod. Because Best Sakia NA really cares about you. Look, on the left! Noble 6 is using a Buzzsaw Rifle and not a vanilla assault rifle. I did that. I put that in the cutscene. Pretty cool! Edited cutscenes. Not too many mods do that. Some do, but not too many.
Confirmed. Receiving Nova 3 and Nova 6 live visual of a Covenant strike force.
It's no strike force. It's an invading army. If we're gonna smother this thing...
So, that level was very slow and methodical. That's a level where you go like, well, I get to experiment with all these weapons. Oh, Sakia, Sakia, I do care about you, Kelly. But, that's a super slow level, right? This is not... Tip of the Spear to me is like... I want to throw everything at the player. I want to make the player in, like... I want to make their jaw drop. Like, the level should start, and their jaw should drop. Nightfall is nice and slow, methodical, introduces a lot of weapons you'll see later. You'll see the Harkonnen later. You'll see the Twilight Needler later. You'll see the Valiant Spate later. You'll see these things later. You'll see the brutes in armor again later. This is not that level. This is like slap you in the face right off the bat, right? So okay, let's watch this cutscene, because if you remember in Vanilla Reach, after this cutscene, it's like it's you and Kat on a hill fighting 4 grunts, 2 jackals, and 2 elites or something, right? It's very much not this fight. You're kind of on the tertiary end of this big fight that's happening, right? And I was like, I don't know on that one. Oh, by the way, notice too, new assault rifle on this level too. We have a Halo 1 inspired assault rifle on this level. The MAG variant, otherwise known as the MA5B. Okay, so we got that, right? Cool. Okay. We got the Wilhelm stream.
Can you hear me? 6, you alright? I could use some help. On my way.
Is that a new vehicle in the background? What's that? What's that on the right over there? Stream chat? It is! There's a couple of things going on. You'll notice that Cat can use drop shield. You know, that's kind of a big deal. That, I've basically forced the AI, I've bent the friendly AI to my will, and now, friendly Spartans can use drop shield. That's pretty cool! Because you have drop shield too! So this is the scenic route. We have allied Spartans, we have tons of Banshees, we have an allied Pelican flying by to provide air support with a grenade launcher. We have a grenade launcher too, but now it can fire 3 shots before having to reload. There are additions to this level. There's ODSTs, there's Spartans, there's Marines, there's a totally new vehicle called the Badger. We have a 60-shot assault rifle. That's this level. What I'm yelling right now? Look at this. Tons of Warthogs, tons of Hunters. You got more Pelican air support coming in. That's this level. Like I said, this is the level where it's just, wake up, it's time for this. Oh my god! Well, there goes our Badger. A short-lived, really awesome new vehicle. Hopefully we'll see it again someday. Oh my god. There's still a Banshee out there. Oh, what's this? Is this a new gun? Oh, is this the Pioneer Rifle? 2x zoom headshot weapon, hold trigger for automatic fire, flexible rifle at close to mid-range, weak versus shields, and a new HUD, and a new reticle? Indeed, it is all of these things and more. So yeah. There's all kinds of fun content on this level. Very exciting content on this level. Neutralize enemy AA and rally friendly troopers. Oh man, did Buzzsaw NA tweak the objectives on this level? I think he did. Oh, we are rallying these friendly troopers. That's interesting. They're actually getting together in vehicles and they're moving up. Oh, that's great. And there's more. So yeah, that first fight right off the bat, 6 Banshees, multiple drop ships. This Pelican does bug out sometimes, and I do apologize about that. Can't fix it. It's a 1 in a million chance. It's a 1 in a million chance. Just for the sake of going through this level fresh, we'll go through it this way. The reason that happens, I'll tell you why. That's if a friendly soldier EMPs It's a friendly soldier EMPs, I think, the 3rd Pelican that arrives. As it's flying away, it'll get disabled and it will never quite recover because it can't get past the canyon. Fun fact. But anyways, we'll just replay this. Why not? It's a very replayable sequence. I was kind of looking all over the place, and you kind of miss out on the fact that I really did fit this many enemies into this level. Like, there's so many grunts just kind of running around, and jackals and elites. So, I mean, you know, that's fine. We have our multi-shot grenade launcher, as I had mentioned. And you get Pelican support faster. Fun fact, if you clear the anti-air faster. Once the anti-air turrets are done, which are dead here, you get the Pelican support faster. Did a little trick there to avoid taking any damage. Trick, exploit. Call it what you will, but if you jump off the Wraith and jump back on like that, you can avoid the AoE damage from your own explosion. Fun fact. You learn all the speedrun tricks here with Buzzsaw NA. And I always like this too. It's like the Hunters are like the most powerful enemy. You had so much trouble fighting them in the previous level. And then on this level you fight 4 of them, and there's so much firepower, you just kill like... You fight double the number of Hunters you normally would fight, and you kill them in, like, a quarter of the time. Yeah, here's some ODSTs on this level using the Pioneer Rifle. It just makes me very happy, this level. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Alright, hopefully the Pelican won't bug out. If it does, I apologize. This patch was very much rushed, because this patch does not work in Season 8, and I really just had to rush this patch out, like, really, really quickly, you know? But no excuses, obviously. Alright, let's go. One of our Spartans is joining us now. That Warthog will figure things out back there. So we've got multiple Spartans. guns. One has the Pioneer Rifle, the other has the MA5B, and we get to the next insane fight. As if you thought the last fight wasn't insane enough. We've got ghosts, we've got more ghosts, we've got more ghosts, we've got grunts, we've got drones, we've got wraiths, we've got more wraiths, we've got more drones, we've got tons of friendly warthogs, tons of friendly soldiers. Our rocket hog's already down, that's okay. There's another rocket hog over here, maybe we can grab this one. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay, stream chat. You just have to believe. Oh, I was gonna hijack that ghost, but a friendly Spartan hijacked that ghost. That's okay. Woo! Let's go. MA5B in reach. Alright. Mount up, friends. Oh, hey, and that warthog that didn't have a gunner survived, too. Looks like that guy is deciding that he has better survivability index joining up with us rather than driving an unarmed warthog around. We've got a new vehicle right there. That is the Spectre class Revenant. It is my kind of bootleg Spectre. It's got a turret, it's got a side seat. The shield turret makes it a little bit challenging to defeat without explosive weaponry. And it has a high propensity to try to ram you. It looks like Cat joined up with this Badger, which is driving over there. That's the grenade launching Jeep, which is quite fun. And united, we will try to crush this anti-aircraft turret. Pushing on here. There's a friendly Spartan driving around in that ghost that was getting shot by every single Covenant soldier over there. We've got a Pelican providing air support. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Along with this Spartan, and I think Cat's still driving around with the that friendly Badger. Yeah, she's down there somewhere. Looks like we got a lucky grenade in there. Maybe don't shoot at the warthog that we need to survive, Marine. That general is going down with the ship, it seems. Got another enemy Phantom coming in, but we'll make short work of that. Some hostile ghosts, kind of patrolling around. We've got a friendly Spartan here and a ghost. Will Cat follow us? Will Cat be stuck? Looks like Cat is stuck by... There's a lot of friendlies here that are stuck behind this Falcon that has an interesting pathing routine. That's okay. It's another bug in the mod. Like I said, this mod is certainly not perfect. I will not profess it to be perfect or anything like that. You know. It adds content, but there's definitely issues. So we have multiple rocket hogs. It's a shame we're not in co-op right now, because this would be like the most insane co-op team. Like 2 rocket hogs, a Badger, and a ghost. It's all charging forward. Fun fact, this mod's playable in co-op. Go play it now and stream it. Anyways, pushing on. I'm just gonna check the chat, see how everyone's doing. Okay. Got more ghosts here retreating back to defend this Wraith. And this Wraith has quite a few elites in support. I like to think of these elites as kind of the officers that were in charge of the previous battle. Looks like, thanks to Cat being in that Badger, she kind of teleported to us. That's cute. Everyone's switching seats because the game will try to prioritize Spartans in your side seats as opposed to Marines or ODSTs. It's kind of like a ranking system where the higher ranked, higher tier allies will be prioritized to get in your vehicle. So if you have Marines and Marines, it's just, you know, whatever Marine has the best gun, but if it's Marines and ODSTs, it tends to prioritize ODSTs, same with Spartans, and so on. So that's cool, as far as that goes. The game will try to get you your most optimal kind of group. Looks like that was a hologram back there that tricked me. But yeah, this level absolutely pushes Reach to like its extremes in terms of content. So sometimes you're gonna have despawning allies, sometimes you're gonna have bugs on this level, and it's just one of those things where this is the most ambitious level by far in the mod in terms of scale, other than maybe the package. And here it is. Here it is. As if you think that it can't escalate anymore. We've got Wraiths fighting Warthogs, fighting Badgers, we've got Phantoms, we've got Spectres, The game is literally chugging there for a second, trying to load everything that's happening. Secure mining facility and destroy armored column. You know, there weren't too many armored columns in Halo Reach. I felt as though that was a kind of lacking aspect of the game. And so I thought as though, you know what this game could benefit from? You know what this game could benefit from? Is fighting more armored columns. So we do that in this mod. Yeah, we gotta clear these skirmishers again. This is like a CE checkpoint. where the game is just like, give you a checkpoint whenever. It's fine. That's okay. So yeah, we gotta try to take on this armored column, and I'm switching to the Badger just to kind of show off how fun it is. SRKNA, why do you call it the Badger? Well, that's because it's called the Badger if you hold down the back button and look. That's the actual name. If only this Spartan had the knowledge to get in this gunner seat. There we go. But yeah, the Badger fires a triple grenade launcher shot, which kind of matches up with your 3-shot magazine grenade launcher. That's pretty new now. The grenades have an EMP effect, so you can disable enemy tanks, so it gives you a kind of an edge that you don't have when using the other vehicles. The downside is you only have 180-degree turn radius with the turret, and obviously you're a lot more exposed to damage. It's not quite as protected as the Warthog, and that matters in Prometheus because you only take damage to your character model when you're in a vehicle if the damage hits your character model. If the damage hits the vehicle itself, just the vehicle takes damage. So the fact that it's a bit more exposed than the Warthog actually does matter and has like a gameplay functionality effect in this mod, which is pretty cool. You notice that the AI fire the MA5B for much longer than they would fire the other assault rifles. They're aware of the different assault rifles, and they have different firing pattern, or they have different, firing patterns, and they have different weapons properties for pretty much every single weapon variant in the game. So I was mindful of that and made sure that the AI utilized the weapons as well as you do, or at least, reasonably well. We have a Spartan that picked up a fuel rod gun over here. I always like this touch, and I think it's fun whenever they live. There's a fuel rod gun Spartan over here, just chilling, jumping around. Whoa! That Revenant tried to go for a last-ditch ram on us there. Just happened to miss us. Looks like the fuel rod gun guy wants him. So now we have triple grenade launcher fuel rod gun vehicle. This is the level. See, here's my logic with this level too, right? Because this level is insane. It's literal insanity. But this level is like, I wanted to go for like that feeling of like what you imagine when you're a kid. You're like, and then 1,000 Spartans fight 1,000, grunts or whatever. It's like, yeah, but like, that's this level. That's just this level. It's here. 10 years after Halo Reach, but it's here. 11 years, I suppose. So we've got our fuel rod gun Spartan. We've got some Marines. We've got another Spartan coming up here. Lots of allies. Gotta make it happen. We've still got some hostile forces up there, so the AI is attempting to kind of suppress as they move. It's very Arma-esque. And we've got drones up top. And the Spartans throwing some grenades up there, and they're kind of providing covering fire for our forces crossing the bridge, which is great. Fuel rod gun guy wants to keep on moving. I think the same. We're just going to keep on pushing here. Oh, that's a hologram. You tricked me! Yeah, the skirmishers use hologram pretty excessively. It's kind of their primary kind of function of identity is they will use hologram very excessively to try to irritate and confuse the player. You notice these hunters actually try to run away, which I think is cute. There are hunters that will try to kind of run away through the structure, and then you're set up for this kind of ambush here. Spec Op grunts and an elite over here. And one of the grunts has a fuel rod gun, which is a scary gun. Let's drop a drop shield here to protect our Spartans. I think we got the fuel rod gun guy. We've got dual-wielding elites that are up top. And like I said, we still have those kind of retreating assault hunters. They're back here. You can see some of them on the motion tracker. Ah, there's one. I was going to say, you can see them on the motion tracker. They're still kind of here, but they've retreated back to this high ground. We have this Spartan going for a Spartan hijack. Didn't work quite so well, unfortunately, because this hunter still has armor. Not anymore! Alright, pushing up. Get some assault rifle from a fallen comrade here. But yeah, this is the childhood fight kind of level. I love it. We've got all kinds of fun guns here. Plasma pistols, plasma rifle, needler. And over here, in case you haven't seen too much footage yet of the Pioneer Rifle, we're going to show a lot of it now. Got a grenade launcher here. So the Pioneer Rifle is a kind of a gun that likes setup. Disables some shields. And now, the weakness of this gun, that it is somewhat weaker against shields, is negated, because now you have a 30-shot automatic headshot weapon. You can see, it has a lot of trouble penetrating shields, but once it gets through shields, you get your kill pretty fast. The Assault Hunter is still retreating there. The Fuel Rod Gun guy also trying to fight him. Looks like he went down there. We've got more grunts using spooky weapons. We've got Spec Op elites, and we have our Zealot up high. But we have the perfect loadout to fight our adversaries here. Oh! Whoa! That was an interesting plasma caster bounce, because he was like around the corner, right? I don't even know where that shot came from. That was amazing. Alright, so let me pick up this gun, Hunter. It's okay. Thank you. That hunter literally ran away. He saw the Spartan jumping at it and was like, nope. That was close. Just melee a hunter to death, NBD. More grenades. Yeah, that Plasma Caster Zealot is quite spicy. It's the same Plasma Caster Zealot from Reach Evolved, but with significantly tweaked AI to be a lot more terrifying. My goal. My goal is to inspire terror, really, with the Zealots. They should be absolutely terrifying to fight. We might have to just drop a drop shield and use this to get our health back. Got more ammo over here. We picked up the grenade launcher already, but now we have more Pioneer Rifle ammo. And you can see, again, it takes a real long time to crack shields, so you really don't want to be spamming this gun against shielded foes. You can when you have an ammo crate next to you, but like in general, it's just so much smarter to knock out the enemy shields and then just kind of do that full auto into their face. Stock up on grenades here. Got a little bit more Pioneer ammo. Check our corners. But yeah, the Pioneer Rifle is a good rifle if you like getting headshots, but you also still like firing, you know, fully automatic silliness. Alright. Got our Plasma Launcher, which we'll pick up. The Plasma Launcher is now an airburst kind of dual-function weapon. You'll notice that there were multiple explosions there. This weapon is an area of effect weapon that is quite spicy now. So we could just blow through this entire segment, but it's kind of fun to use this as like a, well, what does this gun do section. Because there's a lot of enemies I put here. At least you can boost right by them with a ghost. So you'll notice that every time we fire, there's multiple explosions. There. See all of those explosions from just those 2 shots. So yeah, the idea is it's like a multi-airburst round weapon. It's useful against Banshees because you can fire it almost like a flak gun. It's... Oh, that ghost is just going. Drop that drop shield just to give us a little bit more space. We have Cat and some of our other Spartans coming up to assist. And we have an enemy using the new plasma launcher as well. There he is back there. And that plasma launcher wielding enemy is now down. This weapon does not have the best damage at long range because many of the explosions will occur before it hits its long range targets. So it's more of a kind of medium close range weapon. But, you know, one that explodes a lot. Let's use our Pioneer Rifle and kind of clear off some of these weaker enemies. We'll grab another plasma launcher here. This seems to be the one with the most ammo. And just keep on pushing up. Fun fact, if you play this level in co-op, remember correctly, I put some warthogs that are kind of flipped over fighting the enemies, and some more enemies coming in fighting them this way. So it's a much larger fight in co-op, but I think that fits co-op a little bit more. Got that Pioneer Rifle on our back there. Got our plasma launcher. So now, neutralize enemy AA. Now we have a pretty similar section to before. We can see some enemies kind of running away there, regrouping. And we have a Banshee! This is a pilotable Banshee. Just like on Assault on the Control Room. This is a Banshee that you can actually use. You can steal, basically. I'm just trying to slow these ghosts down with all of our grenades, because boy howdy are they aggressive now. We've got another kind of Revenant Spectre class there. But we've done it! We've grabbed our lovely Banshee here. So now we can kind of wreak havoc on these enemies. They don't really have too much of a chance against us, and that's okay. This is more of a little power fantasy, you know, kind of situation, where if you can steal the Banshee before the ghosts run you over, get a reward. You know, a reward of fun. Prometheus is pretty challenging as a mod, so giving the players a little bit of fun and leeway here I think is okay. The ghosts are still pretty strong, kind of little anti-air, surprisingly strong anti-air devices. It's a little notable. Ooh, taking some damage there. It's okay. You know what could also take some damage here is this enemy turret. So rather than taking on the whole army, if you clear the turret, you'll call in the kind of cavalry here, where not just 1 but 2 pelicans will now arrive, with reinforcements. One's coming from that direction. And we'll have another pelican arrive soon, and I did mess with the scripting for this. We've got Fuel Rod elites trying to shoot down this pelican, firing at us now. Woo! And then you see another pelican coming in, with even more reinforcements. Look at this. Marines, Spartans, ODSTs, they're all charging in. We've got the ghosts coming in. Oh, we're way too damaged to keep going in this Banshee. Time to break out our heavy plasma launcher again. And time for everything to explode. Multiple pelicans with that new grenade launcher weapon. And you kind of make short work of these enemies via overwhelming odds. Look at all these Marines. It's great. How many times do you see these many troopers? and in wonderful Halo Reach, you know?
I'm listening. Need a lift, Spartan? Spotted some nasty business in the canyon on the way down.
I'll call out targets as we go.
There's no place like up. Let's make it happen. We've got a triple grenade launcher, as I have mentioned. The grenade launcher on vehicles has been kind of reworked into this triple grenade launcher fun with EMP functionality built in. This fight is a lot larger. You'll notice that there's a good 16 grunts or so over there. Plus piles of ghosts. You notice there's more banshees floating up to challenge you. There's more wraiths being more mobile, kind of trying to lob shots in your direction to slow you down. There's grunts and ghosts just waiting for you to round the corner here. There's a banshee going down. Even more wraiths. How many wraiths can I fit on the screen? Let's find out. That's kind of this some of the levels in this mod are that. Like I said, this is just childhood fantasy level. So lovely. I really just tried to push that identity so hard. Try to make this level as bombastic and wacky as possible. Destroy human infrastructure here.
Priority 1, pilot. Gotta know what's in there.
Affirmative, sir. Here we go.
So we crash land, of course.
We're going down.
Lock your armor, Spartan!
He said the armor lock line. Sorry for my allergy stream chat.
Crew's dead. We shouldn't stay here.
So we got our Pioneer Rifle, and I was generous enough to give the players, once again, that plasma launcher, just in case they somehow hadn't picked it up this entire time yet, or they just missed it. And kind of balance the level around the idea that you start out with a heavy weapon and a headshot weapon. So lots of interesting threats. You also might have noticed that there were some shots being fired over there early on. There are some ODSTs that didn't manage to make it into this kind of area, and they are kind of actively fighting the Covenant as you arrive. Not only are they a great source of ammo, if you want to pick up an assault rifle or something, or a Pioneer Rifle, but I just like the idea that there were two ODSTs that were bad enough to make it on foot under the shield. You know, maybe they arrived in one of the Badgers in the area, you know? Like that idea. Like I said, this is a bit of more of a challenging weapon to use at longer range. It's possible, but the primary explosion, the airburst explosion, really throws off the trajectory, and you have to be, like, really specific with the aiming. Yeah, Pioneer Rifle's really cool. I hope to have a custom model for it someday, along with all of the new guns in this mod. That was scary. A lot of damage there. Oh, that's a direct hit. And yeah, again, really want to emphasize in these early levels how strong George is as an ally. George is quite powerful. Just playing Ember's Halo 4 mod. You missed some crazy stuff, but yeah, Ember's Halo 4 mod is the Halo 4 mod I am by far the most interested in. There's other Halo 4 mods that I'm more interested in from like an assets perspective or a kind of graphics or whatever, but from a gameplay perspective, Ember's mod is by far the one I'm most interested in. I'm very biased because our Halo 4 mods, my unreleased one and theirs, their mod, share quite a few similarities. Yes, I love my hyper lethal weapon chief. kind of style in that game. Focus rifle, we got more focus rifle options here now. I really wanted to give players, again, a lot of more options in this level than they had before. Yes, obviously the idea is you evade a lot of the fighting. You evade a lot of the fighting here and just go right at the spire and end the level. But if you really want to fight everything, give you a whole ton of focus rifle ammo. Probably the most focus rifle ammo that I think you have in the mod. And so if you want to have a little snipey section here, that's okay. Get some grenades out there. Yeah, Ember's awesome. Ember's great. Go lower, please. Oh. I guess they went lower. They listened. That skirmisher jumped up, saw this man with this gun, and promptly left. That was quality. But yeah, I thought that this would kind of be like a little bit of a pacing switch-up. Spec Op Elites and skirmishers with long-range weaponry versus you with long-range weaponry. There's some enemies kind of mulling about in the base, but it's mostly what I'm describing. And you have so much Pioneer Rifle ammo, so you can also use that for kind of headshots. And yeah, this has like a different kind of feel than a lot of the rest of the level had leading up to this. And there is one Zealot with a focus rifle, of course. The focus rifle is very powerful in this, and it's a very small change I made in Prometheus. Double damage, double heat, double ammo consumption. That's it. It just does everything twice. That's it. That's all I did. And yeah, it's a lot more usable when it does its damage twice as fast. But it overheats twice as fast, so you can't just spam it. You use it almost like the beam rifle now, which is, I think, fun. Somewhere between a beam rifle and a focus rifle now. Now we're going to grab the Fuel Rod gun, we're going to grab this Badger, and we're going to see if we can maneuver our way. I doubled its rate of fire, basically, yeah. It's a little bit complicated with the way the focus rifle is coded, but yes. Yeah, I guess we'll keep going into Long Night of Solace, but yeah, Marco, we went over, like, the intro of this level, and how, like, really my goal is to just wow the player, and then every single fight, a better way of describing it is not just to wow the player at the start of every fight, but to wow the player, like, basically, okay, you play the intro, and you're like, oh, this is so awesome, and then I need to keep doing that every single fight. That's kind of my motivation in a lot of this, segment. Speaking of wowing the player, dual-wielding Ultras, because why not? It's funny. They're not particularly more threatening than regular sword Ultras, they're just cute. It's just funny to have dual-wielding Elites and a dual-wielding Zealot with swords. They don't do any more damage, they just have different animations. I think that's okay. But yeah, I kind of slow down the difficulty at the end. I kind of think that you've earned it at this point. You just fought through, let's count. So there was one Wraith at the start, 4 Hunters at the start. The turrets, the Ultras, and then, you know, a mild amount of, like, let's just say, like, 32 Grunts and 16 Jackals you fight at the start, right? And then after that, you go into the next segment, there's, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4 Wraiths, 4 Banshees, 6 Ghosts. There's a pile of skirmishers and drones and grunts in that segment. There's jackals that pour out of the main entrance. There's, of course, the elite generals. And then there's also the rangers with the Fuel Rod gun. You fight through that. If you're keeping track so far, this is the first 2 fights at this level. I think that after you get through all of those things, I think it's okay to just have the ending be a kind of, like, cheesy double sword world things. Yeah, exactly, Markle. The animation could be better. The animation could be way better. But I'm not an animator, so the animation could be way better. But it's just like, oh, that's cute. It's just dual-wielding sword elites, and only one shows up on some of the lower difficulties, but on the higher difficulties, more show up. And it's like, okay, all right, it's cute. I guess we'll do Long Night of Solace. We have the time for it. If you want to see the other levels, check out the YouTube video that will be automatically uploaded after this. I'm streaming this on YouTube and Twitch, so if you go onto YouTube after this, it's all there. I always did like this start, too. This is such a wonderful line. I love it so much. It's great! After you lose the Griffin, you know? Or Grafton? That's what it was, the Grafton. God, look at these green-ass Spartans. Straight out of an Eric Nyland novel. Oh, I love them. My emotions. It's my childhood, man, reading stuff like those books, and here we are.
$48?
Slightly modded George armor and Emil armor maintained, of course.
Uh-oh. Who's your money
Struck
on
a
this
balance,
time?
I think, between the default armors and
Always pick
the,
her.
She's always
I don't know, the green armor just makes me very happy.
That thing's crushing
Cat in
us, and
particular
we're
just
waiting
looks
for
great in the
backup.
green
We'll be
armor.
backing up a graveyard.
All our nukes are either out system or went down with the ships that carried them. You're
There's a
pretty
cat
much converted.
up here, by the way.
How converted?
I know that
can,
about cat.
You can say no.
Switch to the larger camera and I
You
can
don't
show that
want
off.
to hear it.
There's a Spartan if you look very closely. There's Cat. She's
Remember
sitting
that
right behind
accident a
Kira.
couple years back? Colony ship in
Kelly got
Rapid
that for me.
700 dead.
Vaguely a slip space drive malfunction, right?
Actually, it worked fine. The drive was mounted in.
Anyways, we're gonna play the level. Because we're short on time. But I will say, you're gonna have a lot of fun with this level. I'm not saying the soundtrack for this level is bad, because it's not. It's great. But man, bring up Halo 5's Battle of Sunayon, or whatever it is, song when you're playing this level.
Light to the launch facility.
Boy, howdy.
Closer's too hot.
Short on time, long on solace. Yeah, you got it. So, we've got our heavy DMR, we've got our assault rifle from previous levels, and we've got, oh my god, we have friends! It's the silent cartographer all over again. Pesaki NA, are they scripted to follow you through the whole sequence, but also don't teleport like Noble does and force them into walls? Yes! It took me like 2 days to figure out how that worked. But, yeah, it's great. So we got our heavy DMR, really powerful headshot gun, but let's switch to the assault rifle. The assault rifle's better for clearing out these grunts. We've got tons of Spartans, we got tons of Marines, let's go. We've got a literal wall of jackals coming up, and now, this is the escalation element of Prometheus, right? Before, the plasma caster was, you ran into one enemy per level with the plasma caster. Nightfall and Tip of the Spear. Same way, right? The one enemy with the plasma caster. Now, oh, that's all done. That's all done. You've played 2 levels with Vengeful's plasma caster. The plasma caster is just a weapon that high-rank elites use now, and you gotta suck it up. You gotta deal. I actually kept your armor ability the same from the last level, the drop shield, because I think dropping players into this is like, oh my god! it's the D-Day invasion in Call of Duty 2 all over again. Oh my god. Actually, did Call of Duty 2 have that? I guess it did. I'm trying to remember all the levels of Call of Duty 2. All that really, like, my brain is just muddled by Hill 400 in that level. But yes, look at this. Look at this. Our troopers are charging in and dying horribly to these elites. Obviously, again, I really want to emphasize how strong the Spartans are on these levels, and how the Marines really need you. Like, without you, the war would just be lost, you know? I'm gonna kind of heavily emphasize that. Except for that Marine that is charging elites with a shotgun. Oh my god, is she still alive? What? Oh, that is awesome! That was great. Alright, let's pick up a Twilight Rifle and keep going. Gotta get some more ammo. I guess we won't find any more ammo. That's fine, we don't need ammo. Where we're going, we don't need ammo. More plasma caster shelling from a bunker of dozens of grunts and jackals. Let's go! Let's go! More ultras, drop it in! The pain train doesn't stop. How dare you think it would stop? The Twilight Rifle, totally new weapon. Burst, it's not a burst shot, it's a full auto, but it fires, it's a double-barreled kind of needle rifle. Shoots these really cool blue shots that ricochet. It's a bucket of fun. God, can like a vanilla Halo just play like this? This is all I'm asking. I know obviously my mod's getting deleted by updates, things happen, but man, I'm just like, man. By the way, did Best Sakia NA take the chance to make sure that the plasma repeater, the plasma spate, also had a zoom on this level? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And it's quite frickin' useful if you're fighting elites at longer range on this level. We have kind of hints at a new weapon here, where obviously we have our regular MA5B, we have our heavy DMR, obviously. Again, the Twilight Rifle, as I mentioned, 2x zoom, double our headshot weapon, favored by Covenant infiltration units, and so forth and so on. We have our heavy DMR, but we also have... What's this? What's this? What's this? The Shredder Rifle. Ooh! With a more Magnum-style HUD. Oh, by the way, you notice how they're all using custom guns? Some of them are using shredders, some of them are using heavy... Oh, man. You know how much time it took to edit all these squads? Boy, howdy. The Shredder Rifle. Say, burst shot suppressed assault rifle? Does a tremendous amount of damage. You can see that elite shield's just flaring. And down he goes. World at War definitely had a D-Day section? Yeah. So yeah, I don't remember my Halo AR looking like that. Yeah, these are all modified assault rifles. It's great. You can use the 60-shot Halo 1 assault rifle if you so choose, if you want to go kind of old school. Super inaccurate, super fun. But now you've got this very strange new Shredder rifle, which is more of like an infiltration weapon, has a zoom, and it's suppressed. Super fun. And that is introduced on this level as you infiltrate a Covenant ship. Obviously, it would use like an MA5K kind of model if we had custom models, but custom models are tricky to introduce into a mod using Halo Reach maps from June 2020. And oh my god, this is a champion! That's a Zealot champion from Reach Evolved! I like the idea of just terrifying the player, just going like, wait, that's just an enemy you can run into now? This isn't like a boss fight anymore? It's just, you can just run into them. They're just part of enemy squads now. Yeah, we've got our level 1 Magnum on this level, the first level, the XM60. Very slow fire rate, but it's one of those, like, you hit an elite with this a couple times and their shields are already out. It's very powerful. So if you want to use that, you can. You got the Reggae shotgun. No range shotgun on this level. You gotta survive with other weapons, which was actually very intentional. The range shotgun's very powerful at range, and I didn't want people to be kind of clearing hallways very easily with the range shotgun on this level. It's like I think about these things or something. When is Jackal's gonna get it together to giant mech? God, that's something that I would love to add to this mod. That's one of my favorite little moments. Can we go back? Can we go back here? I love it. This is great. This is the kind of stuff in Reach. This is the thing too. I talk about this where Reach has some issues with the story, but what I like about, and Halo 3 does too, but what I like about Halo 3 and Reach are little moments like this. Okay, don't get me wrong. This is really awesome seeing the ships you're gonna get into, but look at this. This is great. So we've got 3 dead Marines. We got 3 dead troopers, right? Thank you so much for the follow. Haas, very much appreciate it. Yeah, so anyways, thank you. Another Haas account following. Interesting. Oh, what's going on there? So anyways, back to the Halos. Bunch of dead troopers. Are we Haas followed forever now? Interesting. Haas and his brother Smoss. So yeah, you see a bunch of dead troopers here, right? And you go, oh my god. It's a lot of Haas accounts. Alright, anyways. And his brother Gus. It's a Haas bonanza. Anyways. So. You see a bunch of dead troopers here, right? It kind of reminds me of Starship Troopers if people have seen that movie. If not, what's wrong with you? Go watch that movie right now. Literally, shut this stream off, go to your local Blockbuster, and rent Starship Troopers. But anyways, you see all these dead Marines, right? Said troopers? Look at this. There's a Marine over here, or a trooper over here, and there's an Ultra with a sword. And look what he does. He's like, I got you, you fucker. You got 4 of us, but I stopped you.
Ready for launch.
I love it. Those little details are what I live for in video games, and that's why I kind of like those little moments in Halo 3. There's a moment in Halo 3 where, like, the chief is landing at Crow's Nest, and, like, there's a bunch of troopers, and one of them has a bandage over their eyes. They have, like, severe, like, eye damage. They might be blind now, and they have bandages over their head. And the one guy next to him was like, "Oh my god, it's a Spartan!" And the guy's like, "You're shitting me. There's no way there's a Spartan here." And he's like, "No, I promise, I'm not lying. Like, there's a Spartan here." Like, that whole scene. I live for stuff like that. I love my world building like that, of just the tertiary characters. It's like the kind of side characters in Watchmen. That was 3. That was 3. The story-wise, I think I like 2 the most, just because the Chief story is kind of whatever, but the Arbiter story is awesome, and I'm a total sucker for that. But, God, that green armor looks... I just love it. So I changed the space section up a lot in this mod now. The space section is very, very, very different, and it's different from the previous release, too. A lot of people complained that it was unplayable. Even after I posted videos of me beating this level on Legendary Iron, they were convinced, with a controller too, with a controller that I've been using this whole time. I've been using it for the entire development of Prometheus. I'm not sponsored, by the way. HoriPad, FPS Plus. Anyways, people were claiming that this section was completely unplayable on controller. So I've changed up some mechanics. Let me guess, it's heavily inspired by that. Yes, it is. It is. But you move faster, way faster. You don't have first person like you do in COD Infinite Warfare. And it's not that I don't know how to move the camera, because I do. I actually tested that with doing a first person Falcon sequence into Alexandria that got cut from this release. The windows, actually, of the cockpit of the Saber are opaque. So first person gets really buggy. Anyways... gun reloads faster than it did before. It still has a slower reload, but it reloads faster than it did before. Your missiles shoot even faster. The Saber itself is more durable. There's a lot of changes that I made to this section to make it a little bit easier. You still have 6 allies instead of 3. I wanted to add some kind of just random flying pelicans around. Oh, and like a hood ornament, by the way. If you know what I'm referencing, if I go to last checkpoint here, if you know what like a hood ornament is referencing, you know, congratulations to you. You've seen a very good movie. If it has those things in it, I seem to be a big fan. How do I look? Like a hood ornament. Yeah, watch The Rocketeer, please. It's a lovely little movie. As big of a fan I am of Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and as big of a fan I am of Superman, you know, the 1978 movie Superman, Rocketeer is close to maybe my favorite soundtrack of all time. The Infinite War cinematic universe, yeah. So anyways, look at how fast you can go. Look at this. Woo! So you can go pretty fast, and then reload, 2, and now we can fire again. And your missiles fire straight out of, if you've ever seen Macross, if you've ever seen Macross, or other similar anime, your missiles shoot like that. And now the Phantoms, look at these. These are beautiful, right? Look at these things. Homing torpedoes. Homing fucking plasma torpedoes straight out of the books. In brilliant orange and purple. Oh, God. So yeah, you get your multi-firing missile trails now. I notice we're more durable, but I did not make it so the Seraphs do less damage with their shots. The Seraphs still are firing their explosive shots. Much like Titanfall 2, the secret in this section is to keep moving. Don't stop moving. Don't slow down, ever. Just keep shooting and moving. Got our orange missiles flying by us there. And yeah, the sabers are a little bit more durable now. Notable, by the way, the Phantoms have a dual-layer shield. They have a frontal shield, and they have an all-over shield. So attacking the Phantoms from the front means that you have to chunk through 2 levels of shielding before you can really damage them. So there's kind of the encouragement, the tacit encouragement to flank them. So that's notable, too. Seraph still has shield, so our missiles are being deflected. Oh wow, just one burst killed him. Shoot it until it dies. But yes, this really is a segment of like when people are saying it's too difficult, it's like, just keep moving. Just hold down forward. There's a lot of other technical things and tricks that I've added that you can do. Like, you'll notice I'm turning really fast there. That's because if you use boost while holding back, the boost basically only affects your kind of rotation. And so there's a lot of technical kind of stuff that I've added. But if you don't want to do technical tricks like what I just did there to rotate super fast so I can shoot missiles at the Seraph, you don't have to. You rotate a little bit faster. Oh, you're turning around, and you're turning that way, and we'll just brake, boost. The boost is more effective, and it drains faster, but it also recharges faster, so there's, again, encouragement basically to hit more buttons in this mode, which I think is fun. With their shields out, pretty easy kill. Woo! That could have just killed us. Oh, their shields aren't out. Have to try to hit a leading shot here. We missed, that's okay. Just track back. Use our boost turn, as I mentioned. The boost turn is a legitimate, like, really helps you out. Seraph took a shot at us there, that's okay. Again, this is all played on controller, so anyone that is saying that this segment is unplayable on a controller, I don't know what to tell you. I literally designed it with controllers in mind. Pretty much all of my designs in this have been like, well, someone could play it on a controller, or they could play it on keyboard. It's probably easier on keyboard and harder on controller, so I will test everything with a controller very specifically to make sure that I'm testing it in a way where I'm kind of, searching for all of those issues that controller players might run into. Yes, Reach is the one where everyone dies horribly and miserably, but the resolution is, but you held the Covenant off long enough for Cortana and the Chief to go on to start the Halo franchise, and so on. And yeah, all of this stuff is added. There were not just random space phantoms before, nor were they shooting orange and purple homing torpedoes that that give you a little beeping exclamation point when you know they're tracking you. None of these things were in the original game. All been added, along with the new Seraph AI, which is far more evasive than it used to be. Missiles, the burst fire cannon, all that stuff. The burst cannon is kind of inspired by, like, it doesn't make as much sense anymore, but it was originally inspired by kind of World War I dogfighting, where, like, you're leaving your base with, like, 500 rounds of ammunition. You pull the trigger, and it's going to spend a decent amount of that, so, like, you really need to wait to line up your shot, and there's a lot of tension involved with that. And so I kind of wanted to replicate that, where you can't just hold down the trigger, right? You really need to kind of line up your shot. Obviously, with how much faster the reload is now, that theme isn't quite as strong anymore. But I think that's just more of a gameplay concession. Enough people wanted me to change it, and I understand that the change doesn't really hurt the gameplay that much. Oh, these missiles look great, by the way. There they go. One of these missiles is going to catch this guy eventually. Oh, your materia from Cat. Oh, here we go. So, now, this change is fun. Anchor 9 has defensive turrets. Anchor 9 has defensive turrets. The defensive turrets, rather than just shooting machine gun bullets, now shoot bullets that end in rocket launcher explosions, 1 to 2 seconds after they fire. to create a beautiful World War II era flak effect. Look at that. Oh, it's great. And now we got the true huge fight. We've got multiple Space Phantoms in. We've got tons of Seraphs. We've got walls of Banshees. Look at this. It's the intro to Star Wars Episode 3 now. Look at this. Look at all these explosions. It's great. All of these were effects that were added for this mod. I sit around and do this stuff for free. I literally I go to work. I go to work at my 10 to 14 hour a day job. I get home and I sit down and I'm like, all right, it's time to spend 8 hours making Halo Reach. And people are like, well, you don't spend 8 hours doing that, you know, on work days. And I'm like, feel free to math out. Feel free to math out the amount of time I've spent on this mod and discover that. Oh my god, so much damage. You know why we took that damage? We weren't moving fast. If we move faster, we won't take damage. So anyways, I'm not saying that in a pity me way, obviously. I just more mean, like, really, this mod is a labor of love. And it will stop working in a few days when the Season 8 update comes out and breaks all previous mods. So I'm playing it while I can. Wow, that's like 4... Do you see this? Do you see how many Seraphs are chasing? There's 4 Seraphs that were chasing that one Saber. Alright, we're gonna try to save this person here. Get these guys to focus on us for a second. Yeah, I thought so. Oh my god, all these particle effects are so lovely. Fun fact, I could push this section even more, but it's a time constraint thing, where it would be extraordinarily time consuming for me to push this section to go even further. I could do it though. I could add a lot more to this segment, but it's literally a time constraint thing, where like, if you know anything about squad editing in Halo Reach, like imagine like adding individual squad single spawn points for every single Seraph spawn, every single Banshee spawn, every single everything spawn, and you kind of get the time constraint issue. But I think it turned out pretty well, all things considered. A measly year and a quarter of modding effort have yielded these fruits. Pretty tasty fruits. That Saber tried to do a trick and slammed into... Oh, whoa! That Saber tried to go for a ram, but we pressed our trickster button early enough. That's damage. Man, it's really weird how you're not just dying non-stop in this segment, Basaki, and I know it's because I keep moving. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I feel like if you just keep moving in this segment... There's been a Seraph that's been shooting at my back for like the past 4 bursts. I keep seeing the blue tracers showing. There it is again. Just do this. Boost. Reverse boost. Boost forward. There we go. Erecto momentum. And there's that Seraph that was being a pain. And they're dead. So now we've got the heavy Phantoms. These are terrifying. I intentionally made them terrifying. Remember those Seraph guns? So they go psh, and they shoot in like a burst and they have to cool down, right? The heavy Phantoms have 2 of those per Phantom side, and they don't ever stop shooting. They don't ever stop shooting. They shoot at anything in range. Forever. So now this feels like a real boss fight, where you're like, oh my god, they're really gonna take out Anchor 9 unless I stop these behemoths, these terrifying Space Phantoms. Yeah, I really wanted to kind of emphasize the craziness of this fight here, and make you feel like the kind of ace pilot that you are, because that is kind of Noble Six's backstory, right? You're part of the Saber program. You're an ace pilot turned assassin. Hopefully the Anchor 9 defenses can handle that leading one while we take out some of the kind of further back ones. You notice there's a lot more debris. I guess we'll try to take out this leading one here. You notice there's a lot more debris in this fight too, just with the increased scale and number of things that you're fighting. It's just another Phantom up above. You can see the shields flaring there. Shooting more torpedoes there. There goes that Phantom. That Phantom really wants to kill me there. I'm just gonna kind of scoot out of its range. I'm just gonna boost out of its range. Scooting wasn't quite fast enough. Woo! Hit this guy in the back. Do a ton of damage to him. There we go. This guy's getting hit by literally every gun on Anchor 9. Yeah, you better run.
Anchor 9 to UNSC ships. All targets neutralized.
That's the first half of our space combat rework.
Activating marker. Holland to Bravo 029er. Noble 5, you ready to go? Affirmative, Colonel.
I would skip this segment because obviously we're here for the gameplay, but this segment's actually really cool.
6.
Warning.
Big fan.
M-Spec re-entry pack disengaged.
I need your override.
Warning. M-Spec re-entry.
I'm a big fan of this cutscene. These are the cutscenes I like in Reach.
Sliver armed.
George is like fighting with the controls to look and see what the Covenant are doing to Reach, you know? It's a good scene.
Noble 5, please repeat.
Pull up surface grid 19 by 22.
Gladly. Only sword base, sector 18G.
Level enhance.
Noble 5, your pulse is elevated. There is nothing you can do for Dr. Halsey and the others inside sword base. The mathematics are determinate. Noble 5?
I know.
Bravo, 290 is cleared to re-engage thrusters. Noble 6, this is Holland.
Go ahead, Colonel.
We've flagged a Corvette-class vessel on the predicted docking track with our target. Get our makeshift bomb on that Corvette, and we have our delivery system. Noble 5 will escort the bomb. I need your Saber team to clear the way for boarding.
Understood, Colonel.
As she's already donated her slip space drive to the cause, Savannah will be joining you to provide local fire support. UNSC Savannah. Our wings may be clipped, but we've got your back. I've stuck my neck out for Noble on this one, Lieutenant.
We'll get it done, Colonel.
Scene straight out of Star Fox. I love it. I really like that scene. I think that's like the moment that the writers were going for, where George realizes, like, we're not going to win this fight. And he sacrificed his life in this mission. It's like, yeah.
We
It's
have
good.
visual. Target confirmed.
Big fan of that little sequence. And here we go.
In position. Saber team, sound off.
Echo 1, all systems nominal.
Echo 2, good to go. Echo 3, systems green.
Echo 4, all systems online.
Solid copy.
Oh, you're fucked. Your shields are down now.
Hit it hard while I can't call for
Oh, you can't dodge forever.
Agreed. Saber teams, clear a path to that Corvette.
You might want to clip her engines, Colonel. See if we can slow her down.
Good thinking, Savannah. That'll make boarding her a whole lot easier. Noble 6, and marking
Yeah, see, I love this space combat, but there's a lot of people saying it's a bit too challenging, so I don't know. I did what I could to make it less challenging in this patch, but I don't know. It's a kind of careful balance of the stuff that I like and the stuff that I think works for gameplay for the mod, and I think it's a lot of fun. Just kind of threading the boost there to kind of avoid some of the Banshee shots that are on top of me right now. There we go. There's the Savannah. Let's go back and knock out the engines as I suggested. Woo! Engines down.
Energy flows detected in the forward's launch base.
Heads up, Sabers. Multiple impulse drive signatures detected. More bogies incoming.
Can we make it? Oh! We didn't quite make it. That's my first death in the stream today, right? We didn't quite make it through that gap. I tried to go for a kind of tricky maneuver. Oh well. It's okay. I'm granted one death. I'm allowed to die a single time in this very challenging mod. Oh, second death in stream? Oh, shit. Well, I'm over budget. Star Wars Pod Racer. That brings back memories. What a great game. That's from the game, that's from like the era where like they really tried to like give like a lot of the kind of passive screens in the game a lot of character. Because I remember like you were switching around your pods and stuff, and there was a lot of character to like each of those screens, and I remember games like that. There's like a specific era where it's like you're going to like the different menus, and I think a lot of that came from I don't know if Pod Racer was before this or after this, but I feel like it was after this. I feel like a lot of those things where like you go from screen to screen and there's like different fun stuff, you know? I feel like a lot of that came from... Do you remember The Matrix? Do you remember getting The Matrix on DVD? And like when you're scrolling through, you have like the scene selections and you have all this stuff and it like plays all these animations and stuff. I feel like a lot of the mentality back then was that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like the UI should be like really immersive. Yeah. Oh god. It's going off on a tangent now. That never happens on this stream. There's no tangents here. Only content. Only laser-focused content about Star Wars Pod Racer for the N64. Just lazily following this Seraph. We could have boosted and killed him like 3 bursts ago. Alright, we're gonna boost and settle this once and for all. There we go. Lead shot. But we still got it! We're still the best! It's like I played Tribes 2 or something. It's like I played Tribes 2 or something. It is really funny, too, because, like, I try to play this game, I try to play this mod where I, like, showcase a lot of the fun stuff in it, you know what I mean? I try to do that, but when I actually play it seriously, I just kind of clear the segments of this mod quite quickly.
Scans indicate a structural weakness surrounding a platform on top
It makes me laugh. And I'm like, alright, let's play seriously so we can get to the next segment. Just instantly clear it. Instantly clear this mod that is supposedly unplayable. Unplayably difficult. So we have a fun new title. This message will self-destruct. We have 2 damage variants. First time you've ever been able to hold 2 red weapon variants. And you'll notice the Space Troopers are also using the Shredder Rifle, which just shreds the hell out of these elites. That guy is just teabagging over there. No? And we've got an elite Bob up here. Pretty fun. A special elite variant that's gold. He's spicy. Very durable elite variant. Normally they'd only show up as kind of almost Easter egg reach enemies. His little kick, yeah, I laughed at that too. I laughed at that too. That made me, you heard me go, yeah. But yeah, these are the Space Troopers. Fun fact, I edited the shaders of their visors to be a little bit more reflective, a little bit more spacey. But also have some kind of transparency elements to it. Because I care about these things. Just make soldiers look slightly different than they did before.
Colonel, on our way to the hangar.
Ow. Alright, this segment's very challenging. I strongly recommend just dropping a drop shield here, so at least you can block the initial barrage. This section is challenging. No 2 ways about it. I will not go like, oh yeah, this section's very easy. Because it's not. The goal is to kind of kill the enemies with the heavier weapons, the fuel rod guns, the focus rifles. You want to kill them like ASAP, because if you don't, you will slowly but surely lose all of your allies, and it will just be you against the Covenant Onslaught, and you know, that's challenging. That elite certainly had a plan, and I'm not sure what it was, but they attempted to execute it. The drop shield definitely helps, but that, this segment's, pretty spicy. Lots of jetpack elites, lots of heavy weapons. Lots of ways for things to go wrong. You're gonna switch to the Twilight Rifle, which is definitely really powerful. So we have the Twilight Rifle and the Shredder Rifle. God, can I fit in Exodus today? Oh my god, that level is long. Might try to fit in one more level. Yeah, you can see how I edited the visor there.
Copy that. 6, get your fire team to the bridge. The Corvette's refueling run with the supercarrier will have to be initiated manually.
Yes, sir.
5, stay with the bomb and discourage the curious.
My pleasure. Hear that, Lieutenant? I'll be all by my lonesome back here. Make it quick, would ya?
Noble 6, get that Corvette moving toward the
So we got extra guns, extra ammo, and we're gonna make it happen.
Got plenty of arms and ammo if you need them, Spartan.
You actually hear this gun now. Well, not yet, because George is still firing his gun. And you can't hear anything over George's gun, which is extremely intentional. Anyways, here. It's very soft, but it's a this kind of suppressed kind of cough almost. It's great. Big fan. But yes, George will stay behind to guard the Pelican, as our commanding officer said, discourage the curious. Killing these gunners would save the Savannah, but you cannot save the Savannah. The Savannah dying is a scripted event. It dies so that you can live.
Frigate's gone, 6. Nothing we could do.
Noble, you're in deep with no cover. Get that Corvette moving and get the hell out of there.
And orcs must die too, map. A lot of people wanted me to change up this fight. Here's why I didn't change up this fight too much from Reach Evolved. Here's my logic. People were like, you could add like some kind of crazy boss fight in this room, and I was like, yes, I could, but why? Why would like 2 hunters, for example, be in the bridge? Does this elite just have 2 hunters next to him at all times? Why would a bunch of special brute elites just be sitting around in the bridge? You know what I mean? So the bridge is still a pretty straightforward fight. What happens afterwards I do change up a little bit, but the bridge is still pretty straightforward. You can hear the sound of that shredder rifle, that plop, plop, plop. It's great. It shreds things, that's why it's called the shredder rifle.
Move, Lieutenant. Put that Corvette on a refueling track to the supercarrier.
And this, I love this imagery. I know, obviously, on PC now, we're not on a CRT, we're not on console, we can see in high resolution the low resolution of some of the background stuff. It was like this visual of, like, we've got the entire planet Reach here, right? We've got our moons and stuff, right? And we've got the supercarrier. Just look at how huge this thing is. Just in terms of scale. That's really cool. I'm a big fan of that visual.
Well done, Noble 6. Uppercut initiated. Corvette is underway.
6. Our ride out of here is taking heavy fire. Get back to the hangar.
Let's get a lot of frag grenades out. Kind of try to weaken the enemies. God. The combination of them using the shredder rifle to shred their shields. Oh man, the shredder rifle's fun. It shows up for a very brief period in the campaign, but it's a very fun little rifle. Now, like I said, what happens after this segment is a little bit different. Because we've got stealth elites that arrive, and they haven't quite stealthed yet, so they arrive, see you, and then press their stealth armor. And I think that's kind of cute. There's a chance for you to kind of surprise them and take them out before they really get situated, as I've done. I like that. And you can get a fuel rod gun if you so choose. I choose not. We'll keep going. We're still using the Twilight Rifle. You may notice the needles on the Twilight Rifle are also custom needles. Fun fact!
Good of you to come. Hostiles are pounding the hell out of the
Where the hell are those grenades coming from? Oh, you. Yeah, you get out of here. Ha 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 ha! Okay, it's entirely possible that the person who made this mod is a Marathon fan, and a Morrowind fan, and has put plenty of references to old games that he enjoys into this mod. It's entirely possible, as Kelly calls it, the Harbinger Needler. Let's use our shredder rifle here to kind of shred these grunts up. Oh, we lost a trooper. How did we lose a trooper? What are they dying to? Is it really wide and shirtless? Oh, we have no grenades. That's gonna make this section challenging. Because there's a lot of jackals that enter this. There's another jackal shield wall, because I love them, and this level is chock full of them. Just when you think it's over. When you haven't fought one in a while, there's another jackal shield wall. I do that, and as you noticed, I'll introduce the player to an idea, a mechanic, an enemy type, something new. I'll do it again. And then I won't do it for a while. And then I will reintroduce it at the very end of the level and be like, what have you learned, player? After having seen all the things that you've seen and done all the things that you've done, what have you learned about the sandbox in this level? How can you utilize that against the enemies that I present against you? That's always fun when you catch the elite majors and stuff with a shot like that. Oh well. I missed him, but then George's gun turned that jackal into pink mist. So fun, the modded George gun. Oh god. This is the fight. There is not one zealot. There is not two zealots, as we fought before. There are 4 zealots in this segment, each with their own unique loadout. It's terrifying. One's down. 3 to go. And they're smart. They'll use cover. They'll melee. They'll dodge. They'll strafe. They'll do it all. They're like an enemy in an older first-person shooter that perhaps I enjoyed. God. We're just trying to track this one as it's running around like that scene with Grievous in the Clone Wars cartoon. Oh my god! The plasma caster one, the scariest of them all! Get back!
And stay down.
That quote's so much better after, like, that fight being that difficult of just him just like, yeah, and stay down. It's like,
Distance is closing on this.
Oh, and this scene. You can't skip this scene. You skip this scene and you're like
76 seconds to
you're fired from life.
It's gonna be like that.
It's a great scene.
Well, I got good news and bad news. This bird took some fire and our thruster gimbal is toast, which means the only way off this slag heap is gravity.
And the good news?
That was the good news.
At current velocity, 53 seconds to end point.
Yeah. Bad news is, time is fried. I'm gonna have to fire it manually.
That's a one-way trip.
We will make it sooner or later. Better get going, Six. They're gonna need you down there. Listen, Reach has been good to me. Time has come to return the favor. Don't deny me this. Tell him to make it count.
I actually really like the way they made George look, because George looks like how pretty much all Spartans look in lore, of like, just like, shaved hair, and super beat up face. But also the idea that he's so strong, like, George is a Spartan 2 from the older era, before the Spartan 3s that you are. He's so strong, he can just one-handed pick you up, that's awesome. And then there it is. Silent-ass explosion in space. Just tell them to make it count. And at first you're like, oh, that was so awesome! That was so great! And then, the line that Sam loves so much. It's coming up. Woos in our Discord. We like many similar things, and he loves this line. Signa.
Slipspace rupture detected.
Signal lost. But there it is. Slipspace rupture detected.
Slipspace rupture detected.
Oh yeah, that supercarrier you killed? Whatever. Just summon 1 billion assault carriers, it's fine.
Slipspace rupture detected.
It's so great. That's such a fucking awesome scene. And it leads into this. Exodus, not the biggest fan of the color palette, and one day, when someone finds a way to fix my mod so that I can keep working on it, I will fix the color palette on this level. But this scene, perfect! Noble 6, you've landed, you're injured, you've barely survived the drop, and you're just limping your way. A part of the assault carrier is in the background, This is like grade A framing. This is like an Indiana Jones ass shot. I'm a big fan of Raiders of the Lost Ark as far as shots go, right? This is awesome. This is great. Music, everything's perfect. You have this dinky little pistol, right? And it's the Spartan 3 framed perfectly against the carcass of the supercarrier. And so you have a lot of juxtaposition here, right? You have the tiny Spartan 3 against the assault carrier, and it's like, look what one Spartan sacrifice can do. They can bring down this giant carrier, right? This one Spartan sacrifice. But you did that, and the Covenant just sent 300 more. and it's the perfect degree of sadness to be going into the second half of this campaign, of realizing, like, we're not going to win this one. We're not going to win this one. It's perfect. Again, I have issues with how Exodus is like this weirdly bright city afterwards, thematically, but that you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that better. That's so perfect. Ah, I love that. The framing of that is so great. You guys know I'm a big fan of kind of movies that feature heroes. Oh, by the way, I edited the skybox in this level too. Do you notice the pretty colors? I did that. Anyways, I'm a big fan of stories that have big old heroes making big old sacrifices, you know? It's like, okay, George is dead. Gotta move on, gotta keep fighting the Covenant. We're clearly fighting a very, very much a losing battle. We have no chance. But we're, you know, gotta keep fighting. It's good. But less with this 2s weigh like 1,000 pounds. And I always like the idea of like a Spartan mincing around. It's kind of interesting. It's not that they can't do it, it's just fun. So we have our Hailstorm Pistol, right? As I've mentioned, popular with civilian security forces within the universe. Yeah, exactly. See, you understand. You understand. You understand, Rat King. In Twitch chat. I did put a Bullseye Rifle up here if players are willing to explore. So you can do that. You can explore up here, get some fun stuff. And if you don't explore, that's okay too. Yeah, so you start out with the Twilight Rifle, and, but you can get the Bullseye Rifle here. Why does it say Assault Rifle? Because Best Sakya NA is a bad modder that rushed this release out, so we could demo it. So yeah. No armor ability too, just like in vanilla. Along with a new enemy type, the absolutely terrifying Skirmisher Champion. Now, these aren't Skirmisher Champions, these are just regular Skirmishers. We'll pick them off if we can. There it is, the Kylo Ren Needler. It fires red needles. But yeah, oh, that guy! Yeah, that guy, wielding a Valiant Spate and has a Jackal Shield and a Skirmisher Shield. Skirmisher Champions don't give a shit. They just do whatever they want. Look at that guy. So why does Kelly call this the Kylo Ren Needler? Well, I'll tell you. Worked real hard on making this effect work. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, so this is fun. Big fan of the idea of this gun. It's cute. Cute is, I think, the word for it. So it fires a burst of needles. If all 8 hit, instant super combine. It is the fastest super combining needler in the mod, but it also has absurdly short range. So don't try to use this at a range longer than like 2 feet. But it's fun. Okay. It's definitely fun. And the red glow is cute too, because you can kind of see the red glow at long range and see when enemies are trying to sneak up on you with it.
Copy, Kilo 40. Firing FPF-1 at your command. Fire FPF-1, over. Firing FPF-1. Shot.
There's a Jackal Major that's hiding over here. And again, you notice that I kind of headshot bonus damage them with the Bullseye Rifle. You can do that if you aim at the head. You do more damage even with autos. You kill them faster. That's just how this mod works now, which I think is pretty cool. It's like Halo 5. A lot of dead grunts.
Kilo 40, request FPF sit rep. Negative 2-6. Corvette still coming.
Whoa, that's some damage.
Firing FPF 2. Shot.
Trying to conserve ammo here. The enemy that was shooting at me has vanished. That's spooky. We could pick up another Hailstorm Pistol if we'd like here. Suicide Grunts doing that. I suppose that's possible. You just have to edit the FSB. So yeah, that's very possible, Rat King. Although, if you don't own the rights to the sound, the Halo user-end license agreement for modding, they might get a little bit upset if you don't own the license to put the serious Sam Scream into a mod. It's actually pretty picky, the user-end, or the end-user license agreement in the Halo mod stuff. You know. I can mimic it. That's true! You can just make your own sound, and then that's yours. You own it. You can emit that sound out of your being. So you had mentioned Monkey, Rat King. I would like to mention that this is the level that showcases by far the most brute stuff. Brutes are definitely different. Oh my god. Oh my god. The skirmisher was just jumping and jiving. Alright. So yeah, also, this is a thing. This was a thing that I thought was kind of interesting, right? So in Halo Reach, there's civilians, right? And the civilians are there to basically die and get in your way, and you're trying to protect them, right? Based on what I know about Halo lore and about the Halo culture for the UNSC, for the colonists, I gotta say, a good 50% of the people living on Reach were probably packing. They probably had guns. So I gave a lot of civilians on this level guns, and they're very goofy, and they run around, and they're terrible with their weapons. But they're trying. Everyone's whooping and hollering with their shotguns, trying to fight these brutes. So yeah, that's a fun little detail. Look at this. They're trying! But yeah, we've got brutes in Halo 3 style power armor. We got more of the other guns that I mentioned here. Let's use the Hailstorm real quick here. That brute's going down. We'll switch to the commando here. Only 50%? Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, look at him! Look at how badass that guy looks! So we have the unarmored brutes. We have the blue brutes, which are like the basic armored brutes. We have the red brutes, that are kind of like the officers, right? We have the gold brutes that are like the big boy captains, and we still have the chieftains in the Prometheus orange. But now we have a new brute class! The brute alphas! Look at them in all black armor. They've got regenerating shields. They strafe. When they throw grenades, they kind of telepathically basically tell other brutes to throw grenades. They're great. So the regular brutes, oh, they'll go down fast, you know. You just put some concentrated fire on them and they go down. The brute alphas, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh, he doesn't care. He's just suppressing. He's running in. He's commanding them to rush us. Yeah, brute alphas don't... Look at this guy. He's strafing. He's yelling. Ah, I love him. Look at that armor. Look at how sick that armor looks. Has the glowies. It changed colors. It's got the kind of red tattoo. It's got the red, like, kind of markings. It's awesome. I love it. So yeah, that's a new brute class. They're great. You run into them way more on Legendary than on the lower difficulties, of course. We've got ODSTs and Marines kind of retreating back here, and civilians, all trying to fight. We have our Brute Captain with the Flamethrower. Obviously a lot weaker than he was before. He went down pretty quickly here. We have a new HUD for the Spiker that is not replicated on all levels. I do apologize for that. Switch the Commando here. The Commando is really good at de-shielding these Jackals and just, yep, exactly, getting those headshot shots in. There we go. Commando's good for that. We're gonna switch to the Sniper Rifle real quick. We shot the crap out of that crate, but ideally next time we'll hit the Jackal. Alright, I got a plan. We're gonna do this, this, this. Yeah, there we go. We should have grabbed that health, but we'll grab this health over here. Again, lots of dead friendly soldiers, lots of dead brutes on this level. This is a brute-heavy level, but it's very different from the previous release where it was like crazy challenge. Look at these civilians with guns, I love them. She's got ballistic goggles and everything. Yeah, if you've ever seen the end of Death Wish 3, that's kind of this level. Look at this. They're just picking up plasma pistols. Like, whatever, it's a gun, I can use it. And now we have the introduction of the next brute scary gun. They had a flamethrower before, now they've got a spike machine gun called the Mulcher. Their flamethrower is called the Torture. Their machine gun is called the Mulcher. So yeah, they've got some creative names for their guns, let me tell you about these brutes. They're great. And again, some of the brutes are just like so low ranked they don't even get armor. They don't even get armor. Which I think is funny. That there are just super low ranked brutes that are just like, whatever. I don't need clothes. I don't have pants. I just have a gun. And some of them they still don't have the shields, but they have the they have a helmet they've picked up from the blue brutes, which is cute, I think. There's like a kind of progression. Alright, so we've got our shotgun here. Ah! Commando is a very satisfying weapon in this mod. Alright. Your lower right thigh. Alright. So, let's grab that Mulcher, because it's one of the most, like, absurdly fun. And it's like, well, what do you mean? That's what I mean. It's a very fun gun. It's a very fun gun. Oh no! We got stuck. Presumably not by a Jackal, because the Jackals can't throw grenades. Oh! A CE checkpoint. The Halo Classic. That's okay. We'll just play through this fun fight again. That's okay. Try to focus on brute sniping here. Well, there's no brutes here, but we can fire the sniper rifle wildly to scare the grunts. That is a strategy that works. CE checkpoint's the bane of my existence. But yeah, that machine gun guy up top, I think is a really fun kind of thematic point, right? You get this one guy up top with this totally new gun, you've never used it before, you really want it. Also, the purple assault rifle shreds shields better, the green assault rifle shreds health better. So you kind of have this fun little combo you can do on this level, which I like. It's fun using a double auto setup, I think, against brutes specifically. They're kind of just giant, you know, health pools. damage sinks, whatever you want to call them. And I think that's fun to use these kinds of guns against them. I considered sneaking the auto mag onto a couple of encounters on this level, but I think the Hailstorm is fine for most of the fights. Where'd that captain go? Who killed Captain Alex? Alright, got a brute jumping up here with a spate. Focusing on the head. Is an AR like that one pen from grade school with a bunch of different colors in one? No, there's not. Oh, hey, we got the funny number. We got 117. There it is. And our ammo counter. And it's gone forever! Well, I guess it's not gone forever until we reload. Now it's gone forever. There's the captain. He's still alive, knocked off his helmet, can now bullseye down his head. And he's dead. Alright. So let's grab this mulcher. So now, this is a fun sequence, and I really like this, because if you actually plan things out, if your player does, we can get the machine gun, we have the mulcher, and we have a commando. All the ARs taped together! And you just... Yes. God, that mulcher. Look at how brute this gun looks. Skinny, you even edited the shaders where the targeter thing in the bottom right, it's like changed color. I know. It's like I spent time on this stupid mod or something. Alright.
What the hell's taking this thing so long? We're evacuating a group of civilians on the floor below you. As soon as they reach the cargo port, I'll send the elevator back up.
Here we go. The holdout sequence. We got ODSTs with us, which was different from the previous version of this level where they were just all Marines. And some civilians with guns. The turrets have shields, which make them very difficult to actually deal damage to. Was that Doug Dimmadome on the comm? No, that was Sergeant Stacker. Although they might have the same voice actor for all I know. Which one of you threw that? Why'd you throw a grenade at a drone? Who taught you? Alright, look at this. It's a brute machine gun. Ow! Ow! Oh yeah, the gravity hammer is way stronger in this mod. I guess we'll talk about that. Well, you know, the frag grenades, a little much, guys. A little bit much. Alright. Let's see if we can get one of those. Where did it go? Where's the gravity hammer? Where's the grav ham? Where's the gravity influenced piece of ham? There it is! Alright. So, gravity hammer. You'll notice if we're running forward, the gravity is so strong it almost halts our forward momentum. What does that mean? Well... Woo! 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 It's really strong. It's really strong in this mod. So feel free to use it for the few levels that it's on. That dual wield, yes. Yes, indeed. Alright, so we've got our mulcher, we've got our commando. That's a fair... And I do like, too, Wibbly Jibbly pointed this out when they made their video on my mod, but if this elevator door opens, because I kind of made it open and I made the triggers function where there's still like a few brutes in the room, so this door, like if there's a brute like standing right here, you can have this cinematic cool moment where you're shooting at the brute and this door opens and this guy just shotguns the brute. It's very intentional. It happened in a Wibbly playthrough, and hopefully it happened in someone else's playthrough.
Cargo ports impassable on foot. Rooftop evacs a wad. We can use the executive landing pad, except there's no easy way to get there. A group of OST specialists are working a plan. They might appreciate.
But yeah, you guys can tell how much effort I tried to go into making the brutes more nuanced than they were before, where just every brute was terrifying, and now it's really just mostly the alphas. So many dual-wield combos would be possible, I know. And custom models. Asaki, you even edited the weapon crates here! Thunderdome. Oh man, yeah, here we go. This is where the mod starts to get challenging. This is where I start having to use my brain, guys. I didn't sign up to use my brain today. But yeah, so we have the bullseye, we've got the battle rifle, we've got the shotgun. A sane person would switch to the shotgun. I'm gonna hold on to the mulcher. And yes, that in this mod, Rat King, that I spent 15 months of my life on. I'm a freaking lunatic. But yes, a lot of that stuff is in this mod. Master Blaster.
Other side on my mark. 3, 2, 1, jump. We're gonna capture the landing pad on the.
Right. I need to get a drink before we go through this segment, because this is where the mod starts to get a little bit challenging. Hopefully I don't die too many times. Over a hat. I had to go pick it up. Alright. So, yeah, so this is where I start to really throw a lot of concepts at the player at once. It's like, okay, you fought the flamethrower, you fought the mulcher, you fought all kinds of brutes and different stuff, and you get to fight basically everything at once. Over and over. Forever. So, yeah. Intended to be like, what have you learned, player? Have you learned to utilize the sandbox? It's right off the bat. We're obviously getting hit pretty hard by jackals. You can tell I've done this section before when I can fall strategically to the light post so that it takes me less time to jetpack up to the upper level here. You can tell I've done this. So we're going to use our commando to kind of soften up the brutes. Obviously the commando doesn't do as much damage to health, but whatever, we'll find more ammo for it. We have more ODSTs coming up this way, and we're going to try to support them as best as we can. Picking off some of these blue level brutes here. Lots of frag grenades landing as red brutes and unarmored brutes charge into the fray, along with the captain who's kind of watching everything play out, at least for now. Moving up closer, we'll start to... and we got killed by a fusion coil. Great! I'm very happy about that outcome. That was optimal. Okay, it's okay. I've beaten this entire mod on Legendary Iron. Yes. Yes, in fact, I have. Katizer has. Maybe one or two other people have, undocumented, but so far as I know, it's mostly just me and Katizer. We are the two that rigorously test this mod. The least combat effective thing in existence. Yeah, it's pretty much just here on this level as a gimmick, especially considering the absurd effectiveness of the other armor abilities. I could... Oh my god. Whoop! Ha! If I wouldn't have stunned him, that hammer swing would have killed me. Amazing. Can maybe use the hammer in this segment around the red crate here. Whoop! There he goes! Gravity hammer, but it has gravity to it. What a novel idea. We got some unarmored brutes. Again, the unarmored brutes are a lot less smart. They just go in. They don't care. They literally don't have, like, a concept of, like, I might die. They just don't care. And I kind of like that about the unarmored brute AI. Yeah, look at this guy. He's just... he just runs. It's great. I love them. They're great. Oh, you're right! Titan's beat! You're right! So there is another player. It's been like 40 years since I've really sat down and watched Return of the Jedi, so... Oh! Hello. You're a skirmisher. Alright, we're just gonna get some ultra fire down here. we're just gonna suppress them for a bit. Oh, we're out of ammo. Unfortunate. God, that's the thing too. Katizer and I and Titans beat. We all beat this mod in 0.3. Man, you think these brutes are scary now? Like 0.3 era brutes in this mod, they were all terrifying. They were all the brute alphas. I really kind of recontextualize everything, so now you only run into the brute alphas occasionally. But before, every brute was just terrifying. Well, if you buy it in the next 3 days or so, Rat King, you'll be able to play this mod. After Season 8 is out, if no one comes up with a fix for it, then this mod is dead forever. Which I hope is not the case, but it may be. And, you know, that's cool. But hopefully, like I said, people come up with a fix for the header change. Fixes have happened before, so theoretically it's quite possible. I can just revive a stick. Pretty amazing. There's another Brute Alpha over there. Using Armor Lock. Armor Lock has been kind of oh my god, he just didn't stop throwing that grenade. And he's just charging in now. Oh my god! He still killed he still managed to get it and kill someone. I'm so proud of the Brute Alphas. I love them. Just one or two show up and you're just like, oh man, this is scary. Again, Jackal Majors are actually pretty threatening in this mod. They take a while to stagger, and so you really have to put a lot of firepower into them to really get any ground. You're taking that rocket launcher. I'm taking this rifle and commando. Let's go full range here, and let's actually play this fight. Let's not cheese it. We could with the jetpack. So yeah, this is the What Have You Learned player fight, where you fight everything all at once. There's a captain with a torture. There's a captain with a mulcher, and all kinds of fun stuff. Flamethrower obviously a lot weaker in this mod than it was before. It's been kind of rebalanced. Lots less kind of ranged weapons in this fight. There's the occasional focus rifle Jackal, but for the most part, it's more medium range weapons now, and less long range weapons to kind of give you a little bit more leeway in advancing against the enemy. Knock out that brute shields. Knock out this brute captain shields. Try to get some headshot damage here. There we go. There's a brute chieftain suppressing from above with the torture, a very powerful weapon. We are doing our best to kind of fire back and prevent him from just harassing our soldiers here. Yeah, it's a pretty annoying enemy in this segment. Very intentionally so. Switch to the battle rifle here, see what we can do about getting some fire down on these guys. That brute is having difficulty walking down the steps. Out of ammo for that gun, switching to the next gun. And this segment should really have this feeling of like you're constantly trying to figure out what like your next move is in terms of your arsenal until eventually you're kind of reduced back down to more basic guns. And you eventually realize that you really do have to advance into the enemy to make things happen. We did find a torture, though. Decent amount of ammo in it, too. Try to use that to flamethrower up some brutes. Oh, you're dead. Alright. So let's try to equip up here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep the flamethrower. I was gonna give the flamethrower to you, but I think that we keep the flamethrower. And we gotta keep pushing up here. If there's any brutes alive, they'll start chucking grenades down on our heads, which is unfortunate, because grenades hurt. We have a brute major using the mulcher. Flamethrower did a ton of damage to them, though, so that seems to have picked them off. We'll switch to the mulcher after we burn through the torture ammo. Actually hit him from that far away. Might have killed him. No, I think he's still alive. He's jumping around back there. He's still firing his mulcher back there. That's okay. We'll get him eventually. Like I said, I like the idea of this chieftain being this constantly retreating enemy that's constantly just kind of being irritating. He slowly just retreats further and further back during this extended fight. It's fun. It's a fun idea for an enemy. We've got our brute stalkers moving in here. We've got the turrets getting dropped off. We've got our grunts approaching across the bridge. We have the funny number once again as our... Oh my god, that chieftain is still alive! Oh my god, he doesn't want to die. We've got another funny number. We got 343 as our ammo. Not anymore. Okay, that chieftain is finally down. Like I said, I like that idea, though, for an enemy. It's like a Halo Infinite boss fight. You know? You're just slowly fighting an enemy through an environment. And they're just constantly kind of being this passive threat. It's good. It's good stuff. Alright, let's try to clear this out. Focus down on the brute stalkers first. Other enemies after. And yes, now oh, Halo Infinite actually looks pretty good now. They've been doing a lot of good stuff with their demos and with their reveals. But yeah, now we've got a real kind of brute room. There's chieftains, there's alphas, there's stalkers, those are the ones with the camo. There's still some lower ranked brutes, but the vast majority of brutes in this room are the higher ranked brutes. And this is where it starts to get pretty brutal. Ah. You may have to navigate around to the other side here. Yes! There's a flank. That hurt. Let's try the front door and see if we can get a little bit more purchase here. Like this guy, just like, yeah, you do this, Chief. I mean, we're not the Chief, we're Noble 6, but you know. Oh, shit! Oh, that's not ideal! Rounding the corner into an... Oh, gosh! Oh, yeah. In this timeline, this chieftain's still alive. Oh, wow, those poor grunts. They tried. That's literally like a scene out of Death Wish 3, where... he pulls out the .30 caliber Browning, and the gang members are like coming down that like alley or whatever, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna, and then he just goes, and it's like, oh, that just ended that. This is a Halo modification designed to Whoa, my god! Alright, so how I died there is fascinating. What happened is there was a trooper behind me that fired a rocket launcher round, and they were like, well, Noble 6 is in the way. My line of fire isn't clear. But there's a chance that I could kill a grunt. There's a chance that this rocket launcher could connect to a grunt, and really, you know, swaying the positives and the negatives here in this scenario, I gotta say, like, emotionally, right? So yeah, that was that death. Brute's down. Alright. We're gonna go with BB-8 up here, and we're gonna jet back up, and we're gonna see what damage we can get done. But yeah, this section is challenging in a very intentional way, but it is quite challenging. Use all of our grenades. Sure, that's fine. And we'll go over to this side, and we'll just mulcher whoever isn't looking at us. Oh, well, they're all looking at us. Oh, well, we're not going that way anymore, because now we're in Alpha's throwing grenade mode. Full magazine. And we took down that Alpha. I'm not as scared of you. You're an officer. You're not an alpha. Oh, no, you are an alpha. I am scared of you. Look at these alphas. Look at them go. He's just like, whatever. My shield's regenerated. It's time for me to go in. I'm shooting you guys. Oh, there's a stalker coming down. Yeah, shot that guy's helmet off after he died. I'm not gonna run out of ammo. I've got extra mulchers right here. And as soon as you think you're done, as soon as you're like, oh man, I just beat everything. No, more chieftains, more alphas, more grunt heavies. How dare you think I'm done with you, player? This is mostly the mulcher is really fun, but I need to come up with a scenario that forces the player to spend all of their mulcher ammo so they can't take it into the next section. So, I came up with this section.
I'm in position.
And we did it. We cleared that section. We're here. Brutes are made of mushrooms? Not that I know of, but I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility. Alright, if you thought that section was hard.
We'll hold this one. You get on that Falcon. Make sure those transports make it out in one piece. This is your ride, Spartan.
If you thought that section was hard, I mean, here we go. We're going on a journey, friends, to the boss fight of this level. Scream over the void. Change the chapter titles as I've mentioned.
Evac transport Delta 1-5 to evac dispatch. Loaded up, ready to go. Delta 1-5, this is evac dispatch. Copy that. Proceeding to expression.
Midtown airspace is way too hot. Gonna take an alternate route.
Delta 1-5 to dispatch. Banshee squadron on my tail. Taking fire. Copy, Delta 1-5. Can you...
There's a friendly UNSC sniper up on that building that... Stop all of these people from dying. Not very easily.
Solid copy, Fox Actual. Long swords unavailable this time. Over. This is civilian transport 6 Echo 2. I need to go now, Sergeant Major. Hold on, Echo 2. Over Dawn. I have multiple.
There's more enemies on the ground in this segment too. They're kind of hiding behind the rocks there, which I think is fun.
As soon as something frees up, you'll be the first to. Not good enough. I've got 600 soldiers on board, Sergeant Major. I can't wait any longer. Negative, Echo 2. I can't cover you.
And yeah, the idea of this mission's cool. Execution of this mission I don't think is perfect in Reach. I think the idea of it is really, really cool. I think the execution of it could have been a little bit better. I tried to mess with the skybox and the fog and try to make it a little bit more red in this section and kind of emphasize like we're going towards a kind of darker section of the level here.
Search and rescue birds. Negative, dispatch.
The guy is like, well, if I take off, I get shot down by the Covenant, and if I stay, the brutes knock down the door to my civilian transport vehicle I'm trying to use here. And, he just gets shot down by, like, basically he couldn't really do anything. You can see what I did with the skybox, too. Look at this on the reshade. Look at the sky there, and there. A little bit of an effect there, which I think is cute. So yeah, we've got our surviving ODSTs and Sergeant Major Duval, and we've got a Spartan laser, which is really the most important part of this equation. And now we gotta convince our friends here to get in our Warthog, which is easier said than done because the Wraith shells will definitely spook them. Duval's just fighting with a pistol, a Hailstorm Pistol, against whatever he's fighting against over there. Yeah, so this section is challenging. I usually go through multiple Warthogs in this segment. What I mean is, there is so much firepower being directed at your Warthog. Even with the unique health system in Reach Prometheus, your Warthog will take enough damage that it will light on fire, which means it has about 20% health left, which means that, you know, it'll die really quickly if you take more. And so you need to switch to one of the other 2 Warthogs in this area. You have 3 total, I want to say. Try to use the Warthogs as much as you can. Once all of the Warthogs are expended, you try to kind of use your allies as much as you can. Work with your Marine allies, your Trooper allies, and ODSCs, but this section's just unquestionably difficult. The only reason it looks like I'm doing really well here is because I know where everything spawns. I know how all of the enemy... So, I'm surviving this segment... Oh, okay, that's a great example. Our Warthog was in great condition, and then we took a stray shot from the Mulcher that chieftain on the bridge is using, and now our Warthog's at like 50% health already. It's a good example. We stood still for a second and consumes us in a fireball. So let's grab another Warthog. And this is what I recommend if people are like, how do you beat this section? Well, use a Warthog until it's at critical health. And then you move on with life. Because if you're going to continue to use that one, you're taking a big risk that you're just going to blow up, and especially if you're playing with iron on, where you have to restart the whole level. If you die, just getting another Warthog. It's just not worth it. But yeah, you will eventually run out of really run and gun anymore, even on Legendary at this point. You will eventually run the Warthogs, yeah. He is now, or not, that wasn't Chieftain, that was a Major, but that's fine. Okay, well here we go. So now at this point, we've got to really think. And go like, well... Oh, and this ammo got knocked off. It's all the way down there. God damn it. I walk all the way down pack to maneuver. Oh, that's terrifying. Where the hell is that Wraith Trail coming from? Just every time you activate a turret, you get 4 more troopers. So we'll investigate that Wraith shell and see if there's a Wraith still surviving on this. No. Looks like it's dead. So we gotta activate the second one, and then we've got Chieftains, we've got Alphas. I did not... There's a Brute Stalker in this segment that has a flamethrower, so there is a Stealth Brute with a flamethrower. Deal with it. That's kind of the segment, is deal with it. So yeah, we're there. We've got another Spartan laser we could use here. With more ammo. Another rocket launcher. We've got lots of power weapons. It is up to you to power through with these power weapons. And yeah. Now all we need to do is get up there. We're gonna try to maneuver with the Wardog. Do the damage we can here. There are some ghosts that are dropping in behind us. That was a great Spartan laser, whoever fired that. Let's go deal with the ghosts. Because if we don't deal with them now, we're gonna have to deal with them when we have no shields. It's a good rocket shot. Pick those guys off. And yeah, you really just have to kind of surgically dismantle the enemy stuff. Run in and you just die. Yeah, I mean, you can speedrun it and try to just hit the command console, and, I mean, you have jetpack, you probably can do it, but there's a pretty high chance that you're just going to get hit by a flamethrower or a sniper rifle or something that they're using. And really, it's just better to just be like, I'm just going to do everything you can. All of the advancing soldiers, what was that, like 8 troopers that all tried to go up this ramp, they're all dead. We still have our ODSTs on the side over here that are alive. One of them with a Spartan laser, another one with a battle rifle. There are all these skirmishers here with the Ardent Lancers, which is a pretty good gun. It's like the kind of Halo 2 and 3 carbine of this mod. The orange rifle. That is extremely powerful against our Warthog, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to abandon it for now. Please stop shooting at me. Is the Wardog still alive? Nope. Use the lasers to take some stuff out. Got an Alpha with a flamethrower up there, pretty terrifying. It's hard to land a laser shot against him because it's really hard to see him through the fire. Which is very intentional, as I've mentioned. There's a lot of kind of intentional difficulty tricks I try to do in this game, and I like the idea that you really just can't even really see him through his own flamethrower. Might have hit him there. Look at this too, there's just brutes just... You feel pretty awesome. You feel like you really kind of conquered the brute sandbox when you just get up here and there's just dead brutes everywhere and you're like, feels good. Feels real good.
Missile defense online. All evac transports, you are cleared for takeoff. Repeat, you are cleared for takeoff.
Fun fact, Cleared for Takeoff is the name of a movie that the Red Letter Media crew watched on Best of the Worst.
Civilian transport away. Alive today.
Yeah. I think that this level more steadily escalates to the difficulty of this end. It's a good build-up, I think, to the difficulty.
We didn't make it.
Understood. What's the situation at Starport Exit?
The last transport is away.
Alright.
Feels like this, I think, are kind of fun, too, for as far as Reach visuals go, of, like... It's a very Arma thing, where it's like, alright, we're bringing you to us. Like, you didn't even kill that little Corvette. Like, you just damaged it. You damaged it enough, you know? It's funny. Also, significant change-ups to this level. Fun fact. As far as many things that have changed on this level. 1, you start with the Pioneer Rifle again. 2, you have active camo for the whole level that you can use. 3, it now rains ash instead of rain. Look at that. It's constant raining ash. We'll demo New Alexandria probably later. There's a lot to tackle for the rest of the campaign. Tackle in this tackle box that is my mod. And I could demo more stuff like the improved Banshee and Phantom AI. A fresh day would probably assist us with that. Because... Oh, and yeah, Phantoms with flamethrowers. I thought that was fun. The idea that the Covenant are literally just going building to building and just burning the humans out. It's pretty quality, I think. Their movement may or may not be, and off of the fun of the Combine gunships in Half-Life 2. It's another game I kind of grew up with. I kind of modeled a lot of their AI. Oh god, it's just, it's fun. It's fun. There's a lot of fun to the changes I've made on this level. There's a lot to that. I also improved the engagement range of your allies, so they're not just like, well, we can't shoot unless you're 3 feet away from the enemy. It's like, no, they just shoot. They just shoot their guns. That's a giant pet peeve I have in video games in general, when it's like, your allies physically can't see as far as they could see, and it's like, just let them shoot. Balance the game around the fact that your allies are competent, you know? So, big change. Pioneer Rifle. Kind of suppress here. Got a fuel rod gun that we picked up. Lots of Twilight Rifles up there. Active camo now disables your shields. So if you activate camo, you have a pretty long duration for it. Pretty long recharge, too. But if you activate it, just keep in mind it straight up disables your shields. You become completely invisible. The sound goes out. Again, like it does in default. But, yeah, losing your shields entirely when you completely sneak around these elites, and it's like, well, yeah, you can, but one wrong step. It did that in default? Yes. You just didn't notice it much because camo wasn't really that utilized in Halo Reach, but they would duck the sound, yeah. So let's try and do some sneaking. You can see that Major was a little bit more aware. He kind of looked in our direction for a second there. Gotta wait for our shields to recharge. We're right on top of them, too. You can see them kind of moseying about on the motion tracker occasionally. And like I said, there's a lot of tension to it now, I think. That Major, if he looks at us for too long, the Major can definitely see us. He is high. Yeah, oh god! You saw that twitch? Oh, that was great. Pioneer Rifle's very fun, by the way. God, I would totally... You know I would mod that into this game, Rat King, if I could. Have throw down a magazine to distract him and go for a CQC. I will say, Reach has the coolest stuff ever, which is... this? Hold on. Hold on. I'll see if I can get a... Here, Reach has this. The Reach has that, and that's pretty awesome. They're great and they're randomized. Those are pretty great. I'm a big fan of that. If they don't look in my exact direction, I might be able to completely sneak by them. Because they're all looking that way, except for this guy who's smarter. Look for a beehive to Boy howdy. But yeah, you can completely sneak by those elites now, which is not really something that you could do very conveniently in vanilla Reach. And I think that's kind of fun. You can do that. But yeah, I gotta go to sleep too. I think it's time. We'll do New Alexandria on the package maybe on some other time. I do love the creepy factor of this segment. You can actually see drones flying around in this segment too if you look really closely. There's certain sections of the map where
Oh god, I didn't sign up for this. Not aliens, man. That's it. I am out. Seriously, we're fighting aliens now? Innies were bad enough, now we've got friggin' aliens? Not me, man. I'm out. O-U-T, out. Let me tell you, whatever you do, don't let them bite you. I hear if one of those little ones bites you, you turn into one. Imagine it, man. We're all gonna turn into little methane-sucking freaks. They're gonna strap us up with tanks and have us fighting on their side. Not me, man. I'm out. They're not gonna get me. No way I'm turning into no squid-faced alien freak. I bet that's what those big monkey-looking brute things are. They're us, man. They're us. Turned cubby and fighting ourselves, man. Oh, God. No way, not me. No way. No way, no way. Oh, God, no, 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 no.
yeah, that guy's fun. Conveniently, the Pioneer Rifle is very good against drones because it can headshot them right out of the air, but it's also automatic, so if your shots aren't landing, you can also just fire those to headshot them. I don't know, Brandon Andrew. There's a lot of interesting celebrity cameos. Michelle Rodriguez played a Marine in Halo 2. She's the one who says that thing's crushing us and we're waiting for line of the Scarab going through them. Look at this camo stuff, though. Isn't this fun? You can use the camo in, like, the way that you would kind of expect it to be used. I mean, you still died there, but, like, the point is, like, I don't know. I think the camo has some fun risk-reward now in the mod. I think that's fun. Oh, the drones. Yeah, the drones are great. I haven't changed them too much. I made their AI a bit more hoppy and mobility focused, but yeah. Fun fact, if you sneak by the elites, they're gone when you return. Spooky. Although it's not really spooky, it's just they despawn the enemies.
Understood, 1-8. Lieutenant, proceed to these coordinates and clear that LZ.
There's a lot of fun stuff that I've added to this. The elevator music, yeah, this level has a lot of interesting stuff to it. What's really cool is every time you complete an objective, watch this. Every time you complete an objective, Rat King, every single time you complete an objective, another ship arrives and does this animation. Every single time. Every time you're like, oh, we did it, we beat the bad guys. Well, okay, that happens if you run right into an anti-aircraft turret, but... every single time that you arrive... well, I guess we should get some health here. That'll help us not die to this anti-aircraft turret that's right next to us. Anyways, I was trying to throw up... I love Majora's Mask, you know that? But yeah, every time you complete an objective on this level, every time. Fun fact. And the side objectives are also randomized. But you just get this, and then... you combine, or it feels pretty in line with the story they're trying to tell. Love it. Oh my gosh, a raid right when I'm about to fall asleep. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad now. I'll stream more tomorrow. But yeah, I'm streaming my wonderful like, I think the best way to describe this mod in terms of like, well, why should I play this mod? Tip of the spear. As I described earlier, but if I go to this level really quick. It's one of the most insane kind of added level stuff. Again, before the start of this was you and Kat against maybe 8 enemies. Then 2 turrets on this hill. And now it's this. Oh, there's friendly Spartans. Oh, there's the new vehicles, the Badgers. Oh, there's twice as many Banshees. Oh, there's a friendly Pelican providing air support. There's 4 Hunters coming down this hill. There's a Wraith tank. Friendly Spartans. Lots of Spartan 3s. Boy howdy. Let me tell you. Happened to get out on top of a plasma grenade, but the idea was there, where we would jump out and then use the grenade launcher, of course, against our enemies. Oh well, see you later. I do like how there's like an actual decent amount of grunts and jackals in this fight, like a lot of them, but so many of them just get killed off early on that you don't really notice how many of them there are. There's like so many grunts and jackals in this segment, but they just get killed off by all the random fire that's happening. Like, top 10 jokes from Red Letter Media is when, they're watching the movie Space Raiders. And Space Raiders at this point, the kid, they're like, you know, kid accidentally kidnapped by a gang of intergalactic space pirates. And they're in a big fight after some fight scenes have happened, but they're in a big fight now. And it's chaos, and the kid's just in the control room. At this point, one of the main characters, one of the kind of secondary characters have died. And everyone's like, excuse me, and then moving the kid out of the way. And everyone's yelling like, get the hell out of my seat, you know? And I love Rich's joke of just, try to find the dead guy's seat. I don't know. Something about that. Oh, the kid, yeah, that's also very funny. But, I don't know, something about his delivery of just, try to find the dead guy's seat. Like, I'm imagining someone, like, it's awful, but it's very funny. Yeah, Space Raiders is a quality movie. But, yeah, as far as describing, you know, why do you play Halo Reach Prometheus? You play it for this reason. Because our buddy has a triple-shot grenade launcher here. We have multiple Spartans with Spartan tier AI. We have 4 multiple Wraiths with new elite generals in them. We've got a Spectre variant of a Revenant over there. We've got an elite firing Vengeful Bottom Plasma Caster across the way there. It's fine, no big deal. And then if we go over here, we've got tons of friendly Marines, tons of friendly troopers, trying to survive. ODSTs, Spartans, troopers. No, you're supposed to shoot at the bad guys, not the good guys. Oh, we're gonna die. Oh, we're gonna die. Oh, geez, we're gonna die. I tried to drop that drop shield real quick, but it wasn't quite enough. It was like that feeling of, oh, we're gonna die, and then we blew up. Should probably move. The segment. It's insane. It's just insane. I love it. All planned. Alright. Focus on the Wraith. Okay, I know the Rock is very threatening, but as a thought, we could maybe focus on the Wraith. That's an idea. Did we all just separately hijack a seat in that? Okay, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. That everyone just separately picked a different seat to hijack there. That was pretty cool. I'll give it that. Yeah, the Revenant variant with the turret just kind of glued to the back is totally a thing. Okay! Alright! Look. I'm just living my life out here. Oh my god. That Banshee was just like, this Warthog is done. Bunch of dead drones. Those Warthogs are not in great condition. Alright. Let's rally some allies here. Let's go get a Warthog. I want to add more Wraith Shells coming from long range at some point if I ever go into heavily modding my own mod. And I can get these guys to move correctly like 70% of the time. That's the best explanation I've got. See, they're here now! They all start walking up now. This takes them a while. But yeah, this is definitely the fights you imagined as a kid. Of just like, Odie, and they're gonna punch and throw grenades. That's the kind of stuff that I really wanted to make with this mod.
Control 2, Lima 4. Permission to commence bombing run.
Exactly, Rat King. Precisely. Oh man, this... They picked the right here. we just W plus M1'd him. Ghost is like, no, totally. I'm gonna ram this Warthog. I'm gonna ram this vehicle that's much larger than I am. It's totally... It's great. Oh yeah, obviously we have a Spartan that's trying to hijack this. Oh my god, that Spartan died. I suppose that's fair. And you might ask, why did our allies despawn? So Halo is really, really, really hard to mod, and sometimes you do run into bugs like this, unfortunately. But, yeah, we will soldier on. Alright. We have no allies. That's okay. We will find allies in this strange environment that we live in. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna do it live. Oh my god, we're so dead. Yay! Fine. I actually tried to get in there and like try to like save the ODSTs that were in this mess, but I think the real solution is to grab our turret here. So I think the real solution... Let's try this again. I think the real solution is to get out and hit right bumper when we're next to the turret, and get in the turret as opposed to the driver's seat. Oh, there we go. Yo, you see that drop shield? Oh, that was sick. That was pretty sick. Pretty sick nasty. Alright. Alright, we're very dead. But maybe we're not. We just run the blockade, right? It's like Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It's fine. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, friend. You died to pave a way for me to get across this bridge and die immediately. It's okay. It's fine. We're gonna make this work. We're gonna make this happen. I think that if we actually do just straight up run the blockade, we can do this. I've done this before. I've done this before on... Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I haven't done this before with that vehicle in our way. That's problematic. It's fine. I love the deaths where the camera doesn't quite move the way it should, and so it's just stops. I like those deaths. Those are funny. Those make me laugh. That's what happens when I get tired. Oops. We've been streaming for only 3 hours, and it's already turned into this. Alright. That's a Wraith tank with our name on it. It's got the Elite's name on it too, but it's got our name on it. What shit? That almost killed us. Right, we have a tool to utilize to aid us in our quest to clear this segment and then go to sleep. How's that still alive? Alright, I hit it with one more Wraith shell, and surely that will... Oh, jeez! That's not ideal. Let's get some health back and get our bearings here. Okay. Got needles coming at us from up high. From elites. We don't really have the firepower to kill those. Just looking around to see what our arsenal is here, right? What do we got? Alright, I'm confident that we can avoid every single shot that's being fired at us here. We just have to kind of keep moving, right? But sometimes we stop moving. Okay. It's fine. Alright, we're in a great spot. You know, we're in a really good spot here. They all ran away. We're in a great spot. Now, we could go the normal way, but Buzzsaw NA will instead show you a way to cheese this section. Did you know you can do this even in Vanilla Reach? I do. You don't have to go through this section. Well, I suppose in Vanilla... You know, you can just chill out, my friend. Elite officer. Gonna shoot your feet. That's fair. Alright, let's try to cheese this once again, but then I really do need to get to sleep. Like, absolutely. It is just way too late. It's problematic. You're still alive, and also you're in my way. Alright. Okay. So we can't go that way. We gotta go the long way, because that hunter is going to shoot us as we head the long, or the short way. It's okay. We'll go the long. Never seen this part of the Mario 64 speedruns. Yeah, I have done when I'm not being a big old goof on stream and I'm actually trying to like complete things. I have shown off that this is a pretty big skip in terms of like you just completely circumdo on this level. This level actually has a lot of interesting skips. You can actually go over that part of the level geometry if you're in a Banshee. There's like a lot of really interesting things you can do on this level as far as that goes. I know more about speedrunning than on this level than in Reach in general than you'd expect from someone who does not speedrun this game. As an example, watch this. Goodbye! Just do that! No one's stopping you! No one is stopping you from doing what I just did. I'm gonna see something really funny. It's fine. We just keep going faster and faster. We'll break these that are on top of us. But yes, as you can see, if someone just wants to kind of speed through the campaign to their favorite parts, like the Banshee section, because, gotta be pretty honest, adding a Banshee section to Reach is pretty quality. Reach Banshee is real fun, with all the flips and everything, you know? Reach Banshee is really fun. And adding a whole segment where you just gonna get to use this until the enemy support gets in, pretty fun! So if you just want to skip to that, you can get here pretty fast. And if you want your air support Pelican to arrive here faster and fight all of these Covenant vehicles all at the same time, you can actually make it just appear faster by just damaging the turret. You'll eventually just hurt it enough. There it is. And now every single enemy in the area will congregate. They'll all move over there. See? They're moseying. They're heading in that direction. Not. Get right on the ground too. Or on this Pelican. That guy's gonna attempt to ram us. Nice job slowing down, idiot. You ain't never seen Halo do something like this, and that is kind of just the whole goal behind this mod project in general. It's like, well, wouldn't then just that over and over? Wouldn't it be fun if these things happened? Our health back here. Run, get the fuel rod gun, and use this to finish off our few remaining enemies. Goodbye.
We're gonna fly you the rest of the way.
George is a falcon inbound.
You know, I wanted to put an Easter egg over here.
Everything now.
Let's see if I can get here. You can walk on some of this level geometry, and I wanted to put like an Easter egg gun like over here somewhere, you know? Be a little Half-Life 2-ish. But never ended up doing it. You know, would have been fun though. No! But yeah. Anyways, see y'all next time. We're gonna go over more thoroughly. Package, pillar bottom. Maybe Lone Wolf if I can fit that all in one day. That sounds brutal. But we did fit Nightfall, Tip of the Spear. Excuse me. We did fit... Sorry, sometimes Reach is this interesting thing. MCC, really. We did fit Nightfall, Tip of the Spear, Long Knife, Solace, and Exodus into the same stream, so maybe we can fit these all into it. The package definitely has some fun stuff on it. And the color palette is just so red and oppressive on this level as a result of the reshade changes that I've done and the changes to the skybox. And I'm just really happy with that. The fact that it just straight up opens like you got your army of Spartans here that will slowly get killed off over the course of the mission. Got some new Banshees that shoot red shots and stuff. Your Spartans will try to hijack them if they fly low enough. Looks like Tomb 3. At this level, I changed it so the Spartan tags are... They look more like Spartan tags. They like left the skybox for a sec, like you couldn't see them, and I was like, where'd they go? Like they went like here, they vanished, and then they reappeared. Like to talk about how cool this upcoming fight is with the engineer and all the vehicles and stuff, but I just don't know if I can top that. I don't know if my new Ghost AI and everything, I don't know if that can compare to that Grunt's flight. Well, you know. See y'all next time where we talk about this and more levels in this mod. It's quite fun. This mod. But, yeah. Kinda hard to beat that. I was gonna go over to his body, but it flew out of the map. This really is Mars from Doom 3, yeah. But yeah, you have a randomly assigned list of Spartans. Where do you suppose the names come from? But that went into the 210, or 205, I think, tags for the Spartan names, or the Marine ally names. And I went into the 210 tags for the kind of 4-letter call signs, and I edited every single one of them meticulously over the course of a significant period of time to have all of those things changed to these new names. So yeah, I just edited like 410 English strings to I like this elite that he lost his gunner and his passenger, but he's like, I'm still trying to do things. I said no. Anyways, yeah, I don't think that grunt destroyed me. Because I'm used to seeing grunts fly. I'm not used to seeing grunts fly quite that far in this mod. That was unexpected. It was very unexpected.